All right. So I'll probably go through it again, but you've all arrived at Gauntlegrim, treated mostly as honored guests, despite most of your
Mm-hmm.
party's races.
Mm-hmm. We're very lucky in the fact that I feel dwarves are more concerned with Duergar, and one of our Duergar uh, doesn't look like a Duergar. Well, he does, but he's mushroom.
Yeah, mushroom. He's mushroom. He's Rogi the Moldy now.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Love that. Still my favorite thing. Rogi the Moldy.
He defines as a fungus.
I would say so. Sure, a good portion of his biology at this point is fungus.
Yeah, mostly.
Anyways, as the time came for you to meet finally with Brunor Battlehammer, King of Gauntlgrim, you are taken to a mighty hall in which a red-haired dwarf, fierce and proud demeanor, sits upon a massive stone throne, flanked by a number of guards and advisors. Although a long stone table has been set to one side, laid out with refreshments, there do not appear to be any other guests. Welcome, friends, says the king. I have a mind to know about the rumblings and the rumors about going-ons in the depths outside my city. If ye relate to me what ye know, we could talk about what ye might want to do next.
Huh.
And then he sort of inclines his head and waits.
Well, unless
As soon
anybody
as you
other.
speak up, his piercing eyes look right at you.
I'll just go ahead and say it. Whatever your scouts or informants have told you about the Underdark, I am just going to flat out say what these little murmurings and rumblings are. There
Shit's
are.
fucked.
Gunter does give a supportive point, like that is correct.
Shit is fucked.
Specifically because there are demon lords wandering around. We can account for
At least 3.
at least 3.
At least 3.
And we've seen signs of worrisome things. In my optimism, I hoped many of it was just cults working for demon lords, but we saw the Prince of Demons with our own eyes. And
Now, he kind of raises his hand. The Prince of Demons. So there's no confusion. Do you mean Demogorgon?
yes, two-headed, tentacle-armed.
And this is unmistakable, in your opinion.
Wiped the
destroyed a
Katoa
city.
city off the map.
Indeed.
Tell me more about that.
We're very fortunate that it was only a Kutoan city. They are,
Not worth the space.
Should have seen these people.
they,
They got so scared they went crazy afterwards.
Rest
but
in peace, Shushar.
they were half crazy to begin with. Most Kotoans are. But as we went through the area, trying to clamber our way to safety and away from the demon, we saw very deep and clear signs to the Queen of Mushrooms. Mark is forgetting her name. Not
Zegamatoi.
Zugnamatoy.
Boy.
We saw signs that heavily implied
Orcus.
Orcus. Yes, that was in character hesitation because Gundred does not want to admit this. It's very frightening. And we saw sentient oozes, which, while not a direct understanding, anytime oozes are empowered, the Demon Lord Jubilex is something to consider. Then as we left, our captors, we were briefly imprisoned by the drow, caught up to us. We killed them and drove off a few others. And we saw, well, we heard them die, and that was our second sign that the undead demon lord was walking the tunnels. That was unfortunately very close to the surface, though we have heard no rumors of anyone seeing anything while we resided up here, so he turned around, it seems.
And how did you come up here into the surface?
Well, as I said,
The
We-
mundane way through the tunnels.
What?
we were
The
es-
The mundane way through the tunnels,
we
as
were
opposed to magical.
we were escaping drow imprisonment.
Munhu?
We just sort of kept walking, gathering supplies at various towns as we could, until we met the surface. The Sinurplin, they gave us a direct guide to an exit, or else I feel that we would have been prodding the ceiling for quite some time.
Yes. 'Twas them that we started first hearing about the demon lords. And eventually, through scouting and gathering whatever information we could, we did learn of this. He gestures towards you all. This band of adventurers and escapees, having been around for most of these terrible events. For better or for worse, you five have the most information, probably on the
We
most
really can't
information
make this
here in the
up.
world.
Letty doesn't think we caused it.
Honestly, if any of you managed to cause what we saw, I would have a much higher opinion of any of you. Sorry. King, continue.
We looked into that for some time, seeing if you were Demon Lord cultists. We've actually been spying on most of you for a good time now.
Quick eye to Keeluth.
Keith just smiles. Back at Gundra and then towards Bruner Battlehammer.
Disdain kind of on his face, but from what I can tell, you don't have the means nor the drive to bring this many demon lords into our realm.
I can't imagine who does.
Yes. Well, that is another reason why you're here. For my invitation. I will be having many factions all around the Sword Coast meeting here tonight for a feast, but mostly to convince them in an endeavor to lead yourselves back down into the Underdark, to dig up more information about these bizarre events going on, and if possible, stopping it, reversing it, however that can be done.
And what's in it for us?
At this question, he like almost glowers at you, has a visible face of just like disgust.
There's like
Keluth, it's the king of the dwarves. I'm sure he'll compensate us.
You get the same look.
Shit!
Gundra has like a sympathetic look towards the king. Without saying a word, he's trying to express, "I'm sorry, they're just like this."
Greater visibility. Fuck this piece.
Please don't do that.
No, I don't want to be killed by the dwarves.
He's
He
escaping
does
fucking
sigh.
fire.
He does sigh. You will be handsomely rewarded for any success you may come across. As is because this is a mission, a quest that may determine the very fate of the world. So you may think about what your earnings from that could possibly be.
Great king, that is most generous. If a
Can you
humble
offer more than gold?
Yes.
Good.
Getting very annoyed now at this talk of material gain in the face of annihilation.
Gundra's face is in his hands at this point. Just stop.
That you could tell, Frankie. I'll say you could probably tell this. You could tell that he's being softened by the fact that Gundra feels so much remorse from this.
Gundra cares for nothing except how other people see him, and this is so fucking embarrassing.
Gandra, get your hands out of your face.
No.
Think about it this way. We save the world and everything goes back to normal, we'll be on square one. If we don't save the world, we all die. We need to make a profit off this.
Anyway,
Just speechless at that. He is trying. Like there's a mind signal trying to be sent to you. It's not coming through, I assume. But he's just like,
it might partially be getting through, but it's also being left on red.
many of these factions, including the leaders, I cannot actively pursue into helping us. Whether for politics, I can't be seen favoring one faction over another. Just as my position. Which is why I'll need you five to do this. There'll be a feast, gathering. They'll be introduced to you, welcomed. It'll be a sort of a celebration, but this is just for show. It's really just an opportunity for you to introduce yourselves to these important people. And then from there on, you will have to decide how best to approach these individuals.
Who,
We'll speak more
aside
about
from you, will be the most important person to talk to?
we'll discuss more about this tonight over the feast.
Hmm.
But I would say the Zentarum will be a linchpin in this. If you do not know what that is,
Wow.
I can give you a brief rundown at the festivities tonight.
We
I will ask you later about the Zen theorem.
Zentarum.
I can
Mm.
handle
Keluth is going to like wrap his arm around Gundra's shoulder and just whisper in Gundra's ear, "I've got a linchpin in this Zentarum myself."
Oh fuck yes, you do, don't you? I can explain this to him in a bit, Your Lordship. You do not need to bother yourself with such small.
You will be watched while you're in the city, but I just expect you all to not cause problems while you're in Gauntlgrim. Some of you have already been here for a few days and have not. I appreciate this. Just do know that you will most likely have a guard tailing you, but you are free to explore the great city of Gauntlgrim at your leisure.
Thank you, Your Lordship. Am I to assume many of the factions, aside from the Zentarum, will be there? I'm not familiar with the rest of them as I am the Zentarum, but I've heard of their existence.
Yes. In conclusion, I've sent out word and have had them agree to come. You will have the Harpers showing.
All these people!
Yeah.
The Order of the Gauntlet.
The Harpers are hilarious, y'all.
Oh, actual harps.
Yeah, they're
Yay, Harpers!
The Emerald Enclave. The
I could do
Lords
some networking.
the Lord's Alliance. And last but not least, the Zentarum.
That's a cool banner.
Mm-hmm.
If you have any more questions for me, I would say now is the time. But if not, you are free to return. I need to speak with my advisors on what to do next.
Skender silently nods and gets up and does a little half bow before starting to leave.
Same. Follow suit.
Frankie just gets up.
Okay.
I'm hungry.
Rogi will.
There's food there. Did you not eat any of it?
I did, but I'm still hungry.
Rogi will bow, and as he does, just spores just automatically just slaw off him and fall to the floor, and he leaves.
Ugh. All right. With that, you're basically led back to your common room with all your individual personal bedrooms. Left to just kind of be. You guys can discuss whatever or prepare in any way. Explore the city if you want.
Does anybody else have any connections that might lend to us in this little meeting? Keeluth here has been speaking with a member of, it was Entarm, right?
To use the words of Bruno Battlehammer, I've been placing my linchpin in the Zentarum.
Don't be disgusting. Just...
I don't have any words, but I will say, as we're leaving, Thodane kind of reflects on the experience as being somewhat intimidated because it's the king of the dwarves and he's a Duergar.
Uh-huh.
But as we leave, I think he feels relieved and confident to see the people he's with stand up, just stand their ground to him.
Mm-hmm. Like, historical context, you probably already know this. They killed Duragar here to reclaim this city. Like, I don't remember how long ago it was, but it's a big deal for the dwarves. They reclaimed this city from
Gauntlgrim was reclaimed from the Drow.
From the Drow, my
Yeah,
bad.
I thought it was the Drow.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
But anyways,
I think the Durgar helped in taking it.
Yeah.
Is that right?
I think what I'm...
No, the Duergar were... There's a lot of Duergar in Gauntlgrim who were enslaved by the Drow.
Okay, I see.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
I think it was the Duergar very briefly had it. The Drow came in, took it. Like, I think there was a brief time like it just nobody had it. It was weird, but anyways, it's a weird history.
All right. Yeah, like I said, at this point, you're in your common room area, which is very nice. It's stocked with everything you might need. Your bedrooms, I described it before, are extravagantly nice. It really clearly feels like this is a place for guests of royalty, and they've managed to put you in here. Quite literally, I think like 5 rooms in like a semicircle fashion, each connecting to a central common room, which then that common room has the door that leads out into the rest of the city. So you have refreshments, you have food, sitting, a fireplace, everything.
So, there are 5 factions, and while I think we should try to put our best foot forward for each of them, if we could get as much support as possible, it might be worth splitting up the work. Keyleth can definitely handle the Zentarum. At the very least, he can talk to his old flame and work something out. It did end up.
Flame, please.
Do
We've
you
just
all?
been separated for a bit.
Oh.
Physically, not, relationship-wise.
You two must have melded. Connection stays with you for a while.
Melted.
Let's stop talking
Meld.
about this. I had quite enough of it whenever they were regularly melding for that week or week and a half.
Are you guys talking in codes or something?
I'm trying not to be
They
vulgar.
are.
I'm trying not to be vulgar.
For what reason? I have no idea.
So
We have the Harpers,
we know about.
we have the Gauntlet, we have the Emerald Enclave, and then we have the Lord's Alliance. Does anybody care for any of these people?
I
course
don't
not.
know anything about any of them.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
You're the new one, yeah. He's squishy boy.
I may have changed the title of our campaign.
Okay, I don't want that though. Get rid of that. No, just,
Okay, I'll fix it. Hold on.
no, I don't want. No, when you said fix, it's wrong. That's not what I said. I said remove.
God.
Oh no.
Jeez.
I don't even know why I try anymore. I don't know why I try anymore.
Lord have mercy.
Daniel, you're about to have 2 campaigns worth of this all the time.
I know. Ugh. I already talked to Nick
Anyways,
about it.
Gundra.
So,
There's no reason to. Well.
do you all know about these different kinds of people?
I don't think any of us know, with the exception of potentially Frankie.
Frankie.
I'd have to talk to my people back home about any dealings we've had with these people.
What about your cousin? Does he know anything?
Hey, Vinny, you know anything? What, boss? He's too drunk.
He's too drunk. Gundra, that means it's up to, well, perhaps you and Frankie together.
I
Pick a
am
few.
sure that there are people whose company that I can enlighten while we are here in some way. Just point me at whatever people you think I would be the best to talk to.
Oh, you looking to meld?
Frankie, I
That
am
is
desperate.
usually
You're
my
the
opener.
only person with negotiatorial skills here. Make as best of an impression on everybody you see, and I think we'll just have to work with that. We have the most important group, as King Brunar said, is the Zentarum. We have somebody who is actively having sex with one of their members. That's going to get us very far.
Keyleth just kind of like clicks his tongue and winks at kind of nobody.
Hey, Dan,
Yeah.
would any of these houses have any sort of stretch out to where my homeland is?
Not a large amount. A lot of them are mainly located along the Sword Coast. That doesn't mean you probably never heard of these names of these factions before.
I'm just trying to think if I could make a story of where I've done, like, deals.
You have maybe done a few deals with the Zemtarum, or in worst cases, the Black Network.
Yeah,
which is the overall the Black Network is like the overall just the black market of everything, the illegal dealings of the world. The Zentarum are a nicer faction of that, where they don't strictly deal with things illegal, but they will like help just about anyone with enough money in whatever they need to do. Typically, it's like mercenary work of some merchants need to escort, like I need an escort from here to here. Maybe the merchants have something, maybe they don't. They don't ask that kind of questions. They just say, "Oh yeah, here's some of the best trained fighters like money can buy.
Well,
You pay
okay,
up
so
your
my
share."
my background is criminal.
Yeah.
Mhm.
One of the features is having a criminal contact and having a specialty, which could put you in like an organization of some
Mhm.
sort.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
mine is smuggling, so I'm wondering if historically you could just
I would even
decide if
say,
I've had history with
I would
any
even
of
say
that
you have
jobs.
probably have been to Mantle Dareth one time, which is a very infamous sort of trading post in the Underdark. But it's exceedingly hard to get there. There are a million routes to get to Mantle Dareth, and nobody knows them all,
Mhm.
and they always change.
Mhm.
And it's
So
likely that I've sent someone to
it was
go there instead
probably
of,
like that could have been the reason why you even ended up in the Underdark. Was just simply
yeah.
you were going to make a deal heading to Mantle Dareth. Drow got you. Story begin. Mantle Dareth is kind of like where the Drow, Deep Gnomes, Duragar, and maybe a few other races come together in like a neutral space and just trade. Here, I can spell out for you.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah, that's incorrect.
That's pretty close.
I mean, it's not. Yeah, it's not that bad.
Um,
Mantle Dareth.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it is just worth asking, but would Thodane or I have any knowledge of any of these organizations at all? I
Not
assume we wouldn't have any dealings with them by any means, but
Unfortunately, I personally know a lot of these are mostly surface works.
they're a
yeah,
lot of these
like
are mostly surface. That's
Gavin
why
knows a decent amount of about all of these, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's why I was like
I
the
can't fathom that
Zentaro.
Rogi would.
Yeah. These are mostly surface world groups. The Zentarum are the only ones who dip their toes in the Underdark. That's about it, because they have a place holding in Mantle Dareth. But that's kind of it. There's not a hell of a lot of information you would all have. And Frankie, where he typically works and lives, is on the other side of the planet.
That's not on the other side. It's just
But I'm
Turkey
part
to
of the
our Spain.
network.
Turkey to our Maine.
Take Turkey to our Spain.
That's Turkey to our Spain. I was like, what?
Yeah, it's like yeah, it's far, but it's not the other
Mm.
side of the world.
Yeah, yeah. So,
I think we're
yeah.
winging it, unfortunately.
Okay.
So,
Well, I will I like the colors and the banner of the Emerald Cave-In, so I can talk to them.
Emerald Enclave?
Gundra
The
says
Emerald
the
Cave In.
Emerald.
That's no,
The,
he said it. That's
Gu-
what it is.
Gundra says the Emerald Enclave.
Yes, the
No.
Emerald Cave-In.
We can't.
Yes.
I don't know how jovial these people are. They might not want to talk to you if you missay their name.
Oh, did you
I am well
mishear Brunor
versed in
Battlehammer? We're the ones
many.
saving the world.
I am well versed in many emotions now. I will be able to tell if they are angry at me, and
I
I
will,
can
s-
change.
I will say,
I believe Gundra
these
wants the
people
goal to
aren't
be
signed into
stop
the.
these
check.
people.
These people don't believe you. They're not gonna pledge their support, and they're not gonna help you go to Underdark.
And
This
then
is
they can pay the price by dying with the rest of us. I don't care.
Um, in order to impress people, if we do have time before this dinner tonight, Rogi will go into town and buy some ingredients to make some special treats with his chef feet.
okay.
So he
All
will
right.
spend
Yeah, you've plenty of time for that.
an hour's worth of work and make 3 different treats.
All right. Who are you giving them to?
He's going to keep them. He's planning to give them out at
As
the
needed?
actual
Okay.
dinner thing.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
This is his. So he's, and I mean, I don't really care about the actual benefits that they give, but he wants to go
Right.
through the process of very handcrafting these, making these have some sort of mushroomy base to it, but still being
Okay.
culturally underdark-ish
All
and
right.
delectable.
Okay, I see what you mean.
I
Okay.
eat them.
You
Roll
bastard.
stealth check.
No, I mean like after they're made.
Yeah.
I'm
They're not
eating
for
some
you.
of those.
Just gonna
That
take them.
shit sounds fantastic.
Rogi will make an extra one for you.
Yes.
You can have the leftovers.
I
Ah,
think
I like the pan.
I think the next day,
It's been 3 months.
uh,
Please.
I think the next day Gundra does like say to Rogi, Rogi, would you be comfortable saying your recent transformation is an unintended side effect of a demon lord? This might help our case, and I'm just asking.
So, if it helps, sure.
They
But I think that would get me killed.
they need
So give
proof.
the impression that all mushrooms are bad.
They need
See,
proof
this is
that
the
there is a
opposite of what I
danger.
want.
I understand that, but they think this talk of demon lords is ridiculous because honestly it is. If they see physical mutation, that might sway a few people in the right direction. And it would help us gain allies for defeating this abyssal incursion.
Hmm.
You know what? Actually, thinking about it, you're right. I don't want to offend you at all. If I point at you, it's not about that. I don't want you to worry about that. We'll. Yes.
Okay. So long. If someone tries to hurt me or my mushrooms, I will have to retaliate. But you can use whatever you need to say up to that point in order to help.
Gundra nods, understanding, but there is. This is a bigger problem than any of us, and
Mushroom cinnamon roll?
maybe later.
Okay. It is waiting.
I'll be honest. I've been eating way too much surface food. It causes fat to build so quickly.
Indeed.
All right. So is everyone prepared?
No, let's go.
Okay. You are eventually called upon and taken to the similar kind of hall, except now the table is clearly in the center. There are dozens of people here. Lots of them seem to be like important members of just Grim.
Mm-hmm.
And you walk around. Refreshments are being delivered. Very class. It feels like a high dining kind of party you've suddenly stumbled into. And at some point you're brought over to Brunor Battlehammer as a group, and he is currently talking to somebody. Seems to be a human, dressed in, I would say, familiar robes because he's clearly a wizard of some kind. So the two wizards, you can point that out immediately. He goes, these are the ones I was telling you about. Uh, this, everyone, is Lord Zelran Roaringhorn. He is our representative from the Harpers. And he's probably like a larger man, just in rotundness. He's adorned with some very nice, expensive looking jewelry. He goes, yes, charmed, I'm sure. You all look like interesting characters. Yes.
What did you say his name was again?
Lord Zelran Roaringhorn.
And you said this was Harper's?
Yes.
Of course, it's the Harpers.
Lord Roaringhorn, it's a pleasure to meet you. I am Gundra of House Vert.
He kind of takes her hands and shakes. He goes, it's a pleasure. I've heard you. Oh, look at you. You're so exotic. All of you.
Yes, I'm actually a student of Sorcerer in Menzoberranzan, the premier arcane school. Or at least I was
Oh.
before all of this.
Well, So I've heard it's been crazy.
It has indeed. More than you might understand.
Well, mayhaps we should discuss about this later.
I would
Um,
love to do that, thank you.
while he's talking to Gundra, Brunor will kind of lean into one of you who's standing nearby, probably Thodane or Frankie, and he'll just say, "Okay, so Lord Royhorn, confident man, loves to gamble, but you need to have a willingness to wine and dine with him." And then he just kind of leans back and kind of naturally rejoins the conversation. Clearly, a man who is used to this kind of life, even though it doesn't seem like he's particularly enjoying it.
He's a warrior stuck in a throne.
Yeah,
Oh, absolutely.
yeah, but he could very clearly with skill. Even Frankie would have probably
Uh-huh.
really noticed this. He definitely left the conversation for a moment, told you quickly the information you needed, and joined right back in. With that, you guys kind of separate from him. Bruno brings you around to a few others. Uh, just probably like other noblemen from Gauntlgrim who you meet, you say nice things. They're not the important ones. If anyone would like to tell Gundra about the wine and dine thing, now would be the time.
Anybody
I
pass
mean,
on?
was Keluth told
Yeah,
this, or was it
did
just
we-
Frankie and Thodane?
It was Frankie and Thodane.
Okay.
Frankie Thodane, please. Gunter has half volunteered for this.
Okay, moving on.
Fuck.
Next, he takes you to
Guys.
a man
Oh,
dressed.
sorry, I was muted.
Oh, okay,
Or
good.
go on then.
Now tell me that you're definitely not telling me anything because it's funny. Anyways,
He's still not saying anything. We're moving on. Next, he explains to you the Order of the Gauntlet and how they have finally honed sense of justice and honor. They love friendship and camaraderie. They just believe in full-on righteousness, and they really want to fight off these demon lords. He does bring up a but, and this is after he eyes each of you. Unfortunately, the leader, the representative here, is Sir Laniver Strayhall. He explains in more or less words. He's more than happy to help, assuming he believes in your party. He's not going to do anything horrible or evil or just being a general misuse of anything that he can give to the support, like anything to the cause.
Keluth looks like he's about to open his mouth, and then he just closes it. And just glances at Gundra.
yeah, Gunter, I think, glances at Rogi, the most well-meaning of all of us.
He doesn't take you to be introduced, but he does point him out. This man in like gleaming, like silverish armor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Looks like a true, like just knight of the realm. Like a real, like, paladin.
Mm-hmm.
Why
And
hard?
so that's the kind of general man you might have to discuss things with.
Mm-hmm.
Wants to help, but doesn't really, probably won't believe in your party.
If this is real, whoo boy.
So he doesn't take you to meet him necessarily.
yeah,
He
we'll,
does,
we'll prep stuff.
yeah. You're given a few more drinks. He goes over and says, "Ah, yes, the Emerald Enclave. They've been particularly interesting in tracking the corruption of. Well, they track some corruption back to Zukmoy and Jublex. You've helped corroborate that information. This is Maurista Malkin. And she is a shield dwarf. And this time he actually brings you to them.
Okay.
Yes, hello. I am Maurista Arista and Malkin. Nice to meet you all. Eyeing the Durgar very heavily. I serve as both an advisor and just a representative to the Emerald Enclave.
What kind of clothes or stuff is she wearing? Can we tell kind of what?
She looks like she's in a very light armored kind of getup. It's been more fancily made to look more appropriate at a party.
Okay.
She looks. I assume you're probably looking if she's a druid or not. She doesn't seem like a druid.
Yeah, just to see if she has any sort of spell casting or focuses or
No,
anything
she
on her.
seems to be like someone probably very much used to the wilderness, more like a ranger, if anything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She goes, yes, I would love to discuss later about what the Emerald Enclave can do to support you all. I do have a few scouts and some giant riding lizards, if things go well.
I also have a giant riding lizard. His name's
Really?
Confidence has been serving me well. Do you
Yes,
train them personally?
I have trained a few of them personally.
Ah, a fantastic experience, is it not?
Yeah, I agree. Yes. They're just like any old lizard, but they're just bigger. I mean, they're more carnivorous, and that's something to always look out
More
for.
carnivorous. Ah, but it's the intelligence in their
Yes,
eyes.
yes, it's the intelligence. Like they understand when you give them a command.
Ah, the first moment when they successfully complete a task, satisfaction like nothing else.
Pride comes to yes.
What is happening right now?
They're connecting. This is, in my mind, this is definitely throwing
Get
right
a
to this fact,
room.
definitely going
Rogi
to handle
backs
the
away.
Zatarum. Yeah.
So
I'm
the only
hungry again.
I'm very interested in supporting this cause, but I can only do it if you, as a group, swear to do something for us while you're down there.
That will certainly depend on the task. Though,
A few,
we are very capable people.
Indeed.
her cheeks kind of flushed for a moment, and then straightens herself out. Yes, a couple months ago, one of our scouts, a wood elf, Sladis Vadir. Spell that out pretty good. He disappeared while on a mission in the Underdark. I'm not saying you need to actively search for him, but if you do find him, please, yeah, bring him back. I'm thinking we sent him on a scouting mission regarding the demon lords. I wouldn't be surprised if you maybe just encountered him in your own travels. I assume you will
Do
probably
you
be
have a
following.
further description of him? Other than Wood Elf?
Well, I mean that's a pretty big description if you're going into the Underdark.
Fair, but yeah.
Need more than one.
We might have some more questions later, but I think there's a
course.
few other people we've been asked to meet with. Thank you for
I-
your time, and we'll
yeah.
talk more.
I understand. Thank you.
We will absolutely talk more.
And she walks away.
Fucking Christ.
So let's just have Kilu sleep with all these people. I don't.
Yeah, I like to think that Thodane
He's
and
certainly
Rogi are
willing.
like. I like to think we're in the background and we're like, flip a coin. Is she gonna steal or fuck?
It's at this point that the feast sort of truly begins, and you are sat down, surprisingly near King Brunor, and you begin to
The
just
king.
eat and discuss, like as you know, with multiple members. It goes fairly well until you start hearing about another man, Lord Arabian Hound, just loudly boasting and speaking about how this whole mission, this whole quest just seems ridiculous. But he's enjoying talking and socializing. King Brunor brings up that this is the representative for the Lord's Alliance. In general, he's just, I have heard almost nothing of these events in this Underdark. It seems preposterous, but ultimately, I can't see how a group of adventurers and the like are going down into that pit would even make a slight difference.
Why do I
It
feel
seems
like
unreasonable.
why do I feel like he's using adventurer to replace like a slur for people from the Underdark?
You might not be entirely wrong.
This is one of those politicians.
I just, I,
I don't care too much for this guy.
I just can't see the help they'll bring. Nothing that at least some scouts can't do.
That's unfortunate. I was going to ask you to talk with him. You seem... He is obviously the other side of the coin on this, but in the same area, he's boastful and loud and highly opinionated, and you are socially controlling.
Are you Drow familiar with the term douche?
No,
Yeah,
please explain in detail.
don't. It's an insult.
Imagine me if I came from like a royal background,
You know,
and I made sure
You've
everyone I
explained
talked
it
to
completely.
knows that.
Yeah, he's just kind of just whining and dining himself, but also just loudly damning the importance of this mission.
Is this guy wearing armor?
No, he's a half elf, just
You gonna murder him?
dressed very
No,
nicely.
I was just gonna point out to my friends that this guy doesn't know his. Well, I was gonna make up a term for armor pieces, but I'll just say this
Male.
dude's never seen a set of armor, and never worn a set. Put it on him, he's immobilized.
Frankie, you're good with words. You think you could say something that would undermine him?
I don't want to talk to
That's
this
what
guy.
he's saying right now.
If I talk to him, he's gonna make me want to poison myself.
I actually, Thodane, would you mind talking to the representative from the Harpers, Lord Roaringhorn? He's a arcanist. I think there's some connect there.
Sure.
I might be able to show him what we saw. Perhaps it will convince him that this is real. I might.
Wait,
Yeah.
wait, hold on. Are you getting?
Are
Are you getting?
I'll
me
accompany
too?
you.
Oh,
Could you-
You're going to show Lord Arabian the threat.
I will. Gundra
Okay,
worries. Gundra worries it's going to cause a scene, so
Mhm.
he will do that last.
Rogi will say, "There is anything you need me to do in this?"
No, it's you see him open up his spell book and start flipping. There's just one thing I need to do, and it will be done.
At this point, very faintly but very noticeable, you hear Keyleth, you hear a whistle, a tune of some kind. And when you
Does
look
he
through,
recognize that tune?
you do. And you
Okay,
do
so
see-
Keyleth is just going to sort of sing song out of his word. Davra.
Yep, and sure enough, down a little bit down the table, you do see Davra Jasur. Beautiful, if not clearly intimidating, human woman. She kind of notices you, tilts her head in acknowledgement, but doesn't make it. Goes right back to discussing something with some of other.
Oh, absolutely,
Aura.
and Keyleth does the same.
And at this point, King Brunor, never missing a thing, sees that, points her out, goes, "Ah, yes, that's Davra Jasur. She's currently here, typically a recruiter for the Zentarum, but she's here as the representative for the Zentarum."
Oh, don't worry, I know that.
She was very enthusiastic in attempting to recruit Keyleth.
But
Just rubbing his forehead.
well, with this, you've now been introduced to all the members of the of this sort of alliance that you have to go and create. You feel free to talk to any of them, just free form, or you can wait until after the feast.
Let's have the feast and then we'll talk. Let's see
Okay.
how the feast goes.
Yeah, I don't
At
do
least for
business while
my
eating.
part.
For clarification, Rogi will ask, so do you want me to speak to this Order of the Gauntlgrim person?
Order of the Gauntlet. Sir Strail, he's worried about our character, and I will be honest, out of all of us, you are the most honestly benevolent.
I can talk to him.
Thank you.
Bruno will speak up and give one hint, so to speak. Like I said, I cannot actively pursue them to support our cause, as I can't be seen favoring one or another. But I will say, if anyone should talk to Lord Zilran Roaringhorn, he's a bit of a... He likes his games, particularly that of chess. He also likes to gamble. So I would send somebody who can do both,
Yeah, I'm not
as
too
well
bad
as
at
whining
chess.
and dining.
I can
As
show
for
this guy a good time.
All right, that actually
he then
might be good.
he then brings up like people like Morista probably will just support you anyway. Seems like an
Morista,
important
yeah, Gundra alludes to the task she has for them. We'll work it out through that, and hopefully it'll just be a matter of formalities past that. I wanted to ask you, King. I'm an illusionist, and Lord Hound has been very vocal about this being something beneath him. If I were to show him what I saw, that would undoubtedly create a scene. Do I have. Well, do I have your blessing to. Well, show this? It's an extreme end, I know. I will try everything beforehand, but I don't
I
want.
don't think he'd be convinced. If anything, he'd be more frightened of you than of the actual threat. He's kind of a pompous prick.
I'll try to warm him up.
I think that's a good way to just burn him out. I would say you need someone who's exceptionally good at conversation to talk to him.
Well, conversation is a formality for many of us. Frankie
In
is.
this case, you need someone who can properly tell him the threat and then properly persuade him to freely give his support.
I could try, but I can't promise that I won't drive him insane out of fear.
Allow me to do that. I probably will.
Yeah, I might kill him.
Go have fun with Roaring Horn. He at least is going to be an entertaining catch to pursue. I will
Okay.
try with Hound. Worst comes to worst, he'll see me as a problem. Yeah.
All right.
Be a dramatic storyteller. Don't put too much realism into it.
All right.
If I remember correctly, the nobility always gets won over with tales that will never affect them. That's something I've noticed of one of the many weaknesses on the surface. The nobles here never earn their place. They always think they're above the situation, untouchable by the situation. As long as you don't shake his belief in that, he may be inclined to fund a tale for his own entertainment. That tale being our adventure.
It sounds like the bar should be doing it.
The bard should be doing all of this, but we have
Bard
five.
should be doing all of this.
But we have 5 people and 5 characters, and I think this is fun.
Honestly, instead of dealing with all 5 of these people, I'd rather go inspect my own cigar, which I've been smoking for the last 20 years.
Big cigar.
I've never changed cigars.
The brand is what I mean.
Oh,
Yeah,
I thought you just had a trinket.
I thought you were a master.
Oh,
of
that'd be
recycling.
cool. Hey, one of you sorcerers, can you build me a never-ending cigar?
Yeah, a trinket of a never-ending cigar does nothing but never runs out.
Nobody
That'd be
here is a
cool.
sorcerer to begin with. You are probably the closest person I know to a sorcerer.
One of you magicians or something.
Rogi will just take a little mushroom from his shoulder and
We
hand
are
it out
men of the books.
and use druid craft to make it bloom in such a way and spores just shoot off everywhere, and then it looks like a mushroom cigar. And I'll hand it to him.
You know what?
I can make these forever.
I'm usually skeptical about the stuff that comes out of you. But I'll try this and I'll give you a review.
That is 100% a
you.
mushroom. Please do diplomacy and then smoke that, because we don't know your mind state afterwards.
Maybe I'll give it to the guy.
That might be
What's
good.
his name again?
Lord Zelron Roaringhorn. He's the colorful gentleman over there.
What am I supposed to do to him besides intimidate him?
No, you were talk to wine and dine. He likes games. He likes gambling. Have you ever cheated at dice?
What Gundra
That's
is
the only
saying
way I'll
is
play.
become his friend.
Yes.
Should I do that before or after I rob him of all his money?
Your choice. Whatever's most effective.
What?
If it doesn't hurt your guilt, become his friend first.
You think I have
Genuinely,
guilt?
genuinely, if you become a personal friend of this man, you can steal from him as much as you want afterwards. But do try to get into the door first.
At about this point, you guys are being led away. You're just walking through some areas that is a hustle and bustle as you're led to different areas throughout the city. When there's a rumbling, almost like an earthquake hitting the ground, you
Does
shake
it-
for a moment, and it all stops. You then hear a roar of some kind, a grumble. You feel the temperature visibly, or if you feel the temperature just rise around this area. For those who are familiar with Gauntlgrim, there's something in the heart of it, an ancient, primal fire elemental they have bound for their forges, kept in a dreamlike state.
Oh! And it yelled.
And now the rumbling begins again, and fire starts up in a corner. Another one lights a tent up, and then they roar into life. 3 fire elementals now set upon this unfortunate just group of traitors that happen to be in this area. I need everyone to roll initiative.
Wonderful. I
Jesus
love rolling
Christ.
initiative at a fucking diplomatic
Oh,
party.
I'm not
Okay,
sober
one
enough
moment
for
while I
this.
switch
This
over
is
to
a
my-
diplomatic party in D&D. Of course you're going to be rolling initiative.
I would say the smart people of the group, you can probably figure out maybe the effects of the demon lords are having an even greater effect.
Oh, Gundra is on it.
Gundra is fucking. Gundra was already tense because his plan was to listen. You need to listen to me. This is a real problem. And if he wasn't, he was just going to make Demogorgon air quotes appear in the fucking building.
Oh
And
my god.
with the initials This is what I saw down there. It stalks
This makes
every
sense.
night. If you
Because
don't
Frankie
believe
is
this
the
is a
drunk.
threat, if this doesn't believe you're a threat, you don't believe this is a threat, you are a fool. Yeah, Frank.
Okay.
Frankie
everybody?
eating food. Oh fuck! I have to get to work now.
Okay, Gundra, you're up first.
A bit of a sigh. Before, God.
There's spiders all over this party.
Mm-hmm. Symbolic. This is what diplomats are. A lot of my attack spells are fire. I think I'm gonna move over here. And do what I do best. Yell in
Lightning bolt.
Yell in common. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. Find cover. Do anything just to leave. And we're going to lightning bolt, which I don't have set up properly still. Damn this.
Why not?
I don't know. I think I have it set up properly. It's just not going.
Weird. Alright. You must make a dexterity save.
Yeah.
You rolled a 19.
Oh, it's damage just like it's like.
Is it?
Is it 8d6, right?
Did you get 2 of them? Yeah. So I'll roll for the other one as well.
Yeah.
21. Got even better.
All right. I am going to try it again. There we go. That's a
Okay,
bad
20.
roll.
Yeah. So 11 points of lightning damage to these guys.
Yeah, and then
Yeah,
I
well,
moved
later.
20. I'm going to move 10 back in the corner. Unfortunately, I do not have greater invisibility prepped right now, or else I would be finally using my big deal thing.
Alright,
Oh,
Keelan, you are up.
Real quick, Dan, does Cousin Vinny get to be part of this?
Cousin Vinny was left at the common room area.
He was a bodyguard. He doesn't get to talk to the fancy people.
If you could eventually make a token for him.
I do have one for him. I do have one for him indeed.
Does he look like this guy?
No.
Damn.
Because that's Cousin Vinny.
23 and a 27. This is your magic sword, okay?
Yep,
good.
+2. Yeah.
Until it hits it with a you hit it with a melee attack. You get So, unfortunately, as you rip open its elemental form, gouts of fire just splash over you. And you take... Oof, I rolled really well. 14 points of fire damage.
Every time.
But you did manage to do solid damage. No lightning bolt, but
Mm-hmm. I mean, you did more than one lightning bolt to one of them, so you know.
yeah. All right, is that all you're doing?
Mark.
Yeah. Hello?
Mark him for me.
Oh, mark him. Okay.
That's my name.
Yeah, he is
I know,
marked.
that's what I said. Mark him for me.
No.
Do it.
It's not my
Do
job.
it now. Do it
Alright.
now.
First fire elemental. Fire, I believe. Alright. Gonna get right up in here. This fire elemental is gonna attack you, Thodane, with a touch attack. He rolled a 10.
He
Next
Just
attack, 18.
touched you.
18?
Does an 18 hit?
Does an 18 hit?
Probably. We do have that funny protection.
Yeah,
Damn.
there's no way it doesn't.
Alright. Let's see. You take 12 points of fire damage and you are on fire. So until you take an action to douse the flames, you will take a d10 of fire damage at the start of each of your turns.
You said 12?
Yes, 12. Keeluth, you have an enemy just in front of you, so he's also going to make a touch attack. That's an 8. That's also an 8. Misses both time.
Of course he does.
The other fire elemental. Yeah, okay. Is going to come up around here. And
Oh,
attack.
wait. I can riposte.
Oh, you can riposte. Okay,
Yes.
go ahead.
It's your reaction. How do I expend a superiority die?
Usually you have a marker saying how many you have.
Okay, so I just get rid of it,
Yeah, just say, no, done.
and I don't roll it.
Let's see. A 15 does hit.
Oh,
Eight.
and then I add the superiority die to
Yes. And then you roll it.
damage. Okay.
Very nice.
Very nice.
That's 12 damage.
Unfortunately, you do get a d10 of fire damage. I rolled a 10. You take 10 more points of fire damage.
At least you're doing more damage to it than reverse.
God damn. Rolling very well. Rogi, you are currently being attacked. That's a 24 to
Certainly
hit.
try. Yeah, that hits.
Alright, you take 9 points of fire damage, and you're on fire.
19?
9. Just 9.
Okay.
9!
9.
9.
There's not like a good fire icon I can put up you guys. Fuck it, we'll just mark you red. Red for fire.
I'm redded.
Redded. And then his second attack. Does a 24 hit? Again.
Nope, that one doesn't hit.
Alright, you take 10 points of fire damage. Unfortunately, you're already on fire, so, you know.
He's double
Ow.
fired.
More fire.
Ow, Gavin.
Uh,
Ouch.
at the start of your turn, you take a D10. That's 6. You take 6 points of fire damage, and it's your go.
Fine flesh.
Your flesh is cooking. You will be very tasty to confidence.
Oh, is it my turn now?
It is your turn. Yes.
Okay.
I have a turn order up. You can see when it's coming up on your turn.
Shrugging off the burning pain, Thodane will raise his hand and mutter some arcane words, and cast confusion
Ooh.
on these two. And as he does, you kind of see some of the flames start to animate and start arcing between the two elementals in like a rainbow color.
Right. Is that a wisdom save for one?
Yeah. What is it?
Yeah.
Okay. The first one got a 5. The second one got a 2.
I don't think that succeeds.
No.
Hopefully not, yeah.
Yay!
what
Now
does it
exciting
do?
shit happens.
They're both confused.
They're both confused here. I'll put that up.
Okay, this one, yeah. Okay. And this
Yeah.
happens right at the start of their turn.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can probably just pull up a confusion chart in another tab just so you have it. You don't have to
Yeah.
keep referring.
So
Alright.
as far as how that goes, since they're both under the effect now, technically, what happens if I run?
Do they lose a reaction?
It does say
An affected target can't take reactions.
can't
Yeah,
take
yeah.
reactions.
Yeah, you can just
So
walk
Beautiful.
away.
no opportunity attacks for them. You can just
I'm
go.
getting the fuck away from this flaming torrent of Balors in front of me.
They're fire elementals.
I know, but they look like Balors. let's be
Valors
real.
look
They're
like fire most
giant
of the time.
infernos.
Yeah.
I'm just getting away from that shit.
Leave.
Flee!
Gun!
Hi,
What? I'm dealing with it. What?
Ow!
Stop.
Why did you
Drop
run to
them
me?
Put the flames out!
Okay, Roki, you're up. You take a D10
Okay.
of fire damage.
Oh, well,
Oh.
That's 8 points of fire damage.
Jesus Christ.
I'm
He
rolling
lost
very well.
28.
I've been rolling very well.
Okay,
These two guys are too confused to attack you if you run.
It's fine, you don't need health.
Rogi will take a few steps back.
Is Rogi a
Yeah,
druid
he'll go
now?
there. And Rogi is going to take the good old shell from Koto City, and he's going to take a whole bunch of the mushrooms that are now growing out of it and well it up into a ball and then throw it out.
Okay.
And the mushroom ball is going to turn into a massive 30-foot long just wave of spores that is just going to
Wow.
fall on the elementals as Rogi will cast Tidal Wave.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh god.
Spell
Oh
of
my
fucking
God.
kill fire elementals.
Bunch of water.
And he will
Water.
go right here.
Eat fungus,
Aerials,
bitch.
46 bludgeoning damage. It is not. Oh,
So should be enough to get all three of them without any of
how am I
us.
supposed to quantify the
Uh,
damage for these guys?
So there's the base damage of the
Is it
bludgeoning.
a weakness or
They
so
do have water susceptibility.
read it out loud.
susceptibility?
Well,
For every 5 feet the elemental moves in water, or for every gallon of water splashed on it, it takes 1 cold damage.
all right. So the area can be up to 30 feet long and up to 10 feet wide and up to 10 feet tall. So I think we can just deal with the 10 feet wide and 10 feet tall. That's the area that will be in contact with them. So let's see.
I'm gonna roll their dex saves real quick.
You say a gallon of water?
A gallon
Gallon
of water, yeah.
First guy rolled a 22. Second guy rolled a nat 1.
Ooh, wow.
So they take roll the 4d8 bludgeoning. Get that out of the way.
Volume 10.
21.
I'm doing cubic foot.
So that's 10. Okay. For the first guy.
So 1 gallon of water equals 0.1 cubic feet.
This guy takes.
Hey Daniel, how much damage do they take for a gallon of water?
1 cold damage.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
I know, I have no doubt these guys are probably fucking dead.
So a 10 by 10 foot cube. This is assuming the minimum area that hits them.
Right. Uh-huh.
7,480 gallons.
Holy shit!
Is the
That's
battle
more
over?
than they used to put out forest fires by far.
Yeah. Holy
Yeah.
shit! You ruined some people's stalls, but
That's like a
you-
great lake.
There's a half foot of water in this room
wait.
now.
Well, it's
Hold on,
you
it's
know, visually
10
it's
feet by...
No, I mean that's not that much. That's like a big pool or something.
You're right.
yes.
It's 10 by
And-
10, right?
Yeah, well, that's the area that would hit them, arguably.
Yes.
Right, so that should only be 74 gallons.
Really?
For
did
a cubic foot?
1 cubic
10
foot?
10 cubic feet by 10 cubic feet. Or, no. A cubic foot has all the dimensions calculated into it already. So if you have 10 cubic feet,
Mhm.
wouldn't it be 10 cubes of...
We have a man with a math degree here.
Okay.
Dang.
Okay, wait.
Dang.
That's
What's
actually
the
right.
question?
Yeah.
74 gallons. It's 75 damage about.
So
Okay.
we're trying to calculate the gallons of
It's like-
water in a 10 foot by 10 foot area.
Man, I never thought these crazy
What's
math
the-
high school
Would-
questions would ever come up.
I mean, they were doing. Are you kidding me? They were doing calculus and 2E. This math stuff happens.
I know.
Fair.
Like a man has 10 feet by 10 feet like amount of
Oh,
water.
it
If
is a
you-
math problem.
Yeah, it's a classic like high school fucking math problem. I never thought the ones I'd always be like, I'm never gonna have to fucking deal with this in real life.
All right. I think
Okay.
I somehow got 100 cubic feet.
Okay.
Hold on. What's the width? We're talking 10 by 10 base,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and how
Mhm.
tall?
10 feet
10.
wide,
It's
10 feet tall.
10 wide, 10 tall.
We're assuming a
With
cube.
So it's a
We're-
10-foot cube, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, and I will also mention, since it moves within 30 feet of it, extinguishes all unprotected flames, so anyone who's currently on fire, no longer on fire.
Very
So
good. to know.
technically, the full range of the spell is 30 by 10 by 10, but we're only
But only
we're
10
doing-
of it would be.
Yeah.
only
hit,
10 of
yeah.
it would be hitting the elementals. So we're just doing a 10 by 10 by 10.
And a 10-foot sided cube with 7.481 gallons in a cubic foot. We're talking 7,481 gallons of water.
Oh shit!
Oh,
Mark
yeah,
was
right
right
the
the
first
first time.
Okay,
Yes.
so they are both.
Oh yeah, because it's
fully-
10 feet by 10 feet, so that is 100 cubic feet.
At the
Yep.
base
Oh
with
shit!
0 height. Or 1 inch height.
Actually,
Jeez,
it's
fucking
already
Christ, yeah.
doing for you.
Anyways,
They're dead.
with
They're
a
fucking gone.
violent hit, in a horrible scream in a language that just sounds like crackling, smoldering flames, they fucking die in a tidal wave of water.
I liked the rabbit hole though. You guys are
Yeah.
just going down the rabbit hole.
We were just like, oh god. Didn't expect anyone to have tidal wave.
Just looks like Rogi just hit him with a fire extinguisher.
Genuinely, like, just, it's water smothered the fire. It's like,
Yeah.
you saw it go
God.
over top of it and the
I
fire
like
was
to
gone.
imagine in like a split second, you see the water and just like one of them tries to reach an arm out, but it just like dissolves
Dies.
into the water.
Yeah. Oh. Alright,
Just
well that's
extinguishes on the surface as it sinks.
Rogi's turn.
Yep.
Frankie, you're up. What
Well-
got left?
Looks like you guys know what you're doing. So, I'm gonna inspire Keyleth. And since I can't do anything to this guy, I'm gonna use Dimension Door.
You can attack him.
Yeah, I don't feel like it though.
Okay, where are you
Fair.
defending door to?
Away.
Just all the way over there. Okay. Didn't take
That's-
anyone with you?
That's about 200 feet.
You could take a friend with you.
Yeah, but they're all more capable of fighting.
Okay. Frankie's like,
Yeah,
you guys
but
doing
why would
great.
I?
Gone.
I'm gonna go find the bar.
Gundra, you're up.
Hell, let's try to finish this as quick as possible. Gundra points at the last remaining one and casts Blight.
Okay. I also like how, fucking Thodane's confusion spell, meaningless.
It gave
Yeah.
them escape, so, you
It
know.
did give him escape.
It gave him, yeah,
yes.
it gave Thodane a way out. What do you mean?
But it clearly was.
That's true.
Yeah, make that con save, bucko.
Hey. He rolled a 19.
So that's
Damn.
save, so they take, let's see,
8d8 necrotic damage. or
which
half-
I rolled 39, so 20 so it's 20 minus 1, it's 19 necrotic damage.
Okay. Seeing its flames actively like darken and it rise around in some weird
I like to imagine the blight just
ephemeral
like
sort of way.
physically deoxygenates this thing.
Yeah. Like it takes a moment for it has to like build its own flame back up. Alright. Keyleth, you're up.
Maybe. Keyleth's just looking around and he looks at Rogi. Are you a caster now?
Well, he-
I am enlightened.
So I'm the only non-caster in the party now.
You have a
Fan.
giant lizard.
He makes two just slashing away.
Slashing away, okay. You take 2d10 fire damage. That's 9 points in total for you. And you do 14 to this bad
Oh,
guy.
also inspiration. Can I? Is that an add to damage?
No, that's only Valor
That's-
Bards can do that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No one will ever know that off the top of their head except Mark. He's dead.
I look at Valor Bards a lot. I think they're cool.
All right, Fire Elemental's turn. He's gonna move his way over here,
Bards are cool.
and he's gonna attack or attempt to attack Roki, who killed his.
This man makes wet. He must be stopped.
He makes wet bad. He's gonna make his attack with disadvantage.
I get to attack him.
And a 12. Do you? Why?
Unwavering mark.
Unwavering.
Right.
He has disadvantage from attacking you.
Yeah, but since he's marked,
He's attacking someone other than me.
Right. The unwavering mark is the bonus action attack that comes in if he manages to hit somebody else.
Right.
He has not managed to do that, unless a 12 hits Rogi.
No.
Okay,
Oh.
so he doesn't he missed both attacks, so you don't get the unwavering mark attack. I don't think.
Get it together, Elemental.
Only if he does damage to somebody else while he's marked and you are also in range.
Get it together, Elemental. You're dropping the ball.
Then it's not a reaction. Okay, Thodane, you're up on fire, so you take 5 points of fire damage. What?
Not on fire anymore. Tidal wave.
I thought the tidal wave was going at them, and he already backed up.
It goes out 30 feet from where it was.
Oh, from where you are. Okay,
Yeah,
well,
from
then,
where it
sure.
originated, so he's
Okay.
within that. All of us
Okay.
were within that range.
Okay, fair enough then. Yeah, then he's not on fire anymore. All right, Thodane, how are you gonna kill this man? Come on.
Okay.
Does that mean you're not on fire either then?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. That was the best move you could have made.
Thank you.
I'm gonna move over here, and then I'm gonna hit him with.
Magic missile, the tried and true.
Old Faithful.
Old Faithful. Alright, pummeling his elemental form with magical forces. He's still up. Rogi. Hit him with another tidal wave.
I am partially tempted to.
That would
But
be
you
over.
said this, like, there's a... Rogi would be one of the people that knows about the fire elemental in Gauntlegrim. Yes.
I would say probably Thodane, Gundra, and then maybe you are
Okay,
the
I
only ones
didn't-
who would know about it.
Mhm.
A, because you're Duragar, you would know something about Gauntlegrim, but also the
Yeah.
wizards would have probably a more understanding of these kinds of crazy things in the world.
Mhm.
But if Rogi knows that this entity is related to something, and Rogi's going to try to get it to calm down and talk. So he's going to reach out his hand and try to will it to become smaller and cast polymorph on
I was gonna say, I was like, how are you doing any of these things?
it.
What are you polymorphing it into?
I'm going to polymorph it into an octopus.
Okay. Let's see. Needs to roll a wisdom
Does
save.
Rogi even know what an octopus is?
Oh yeah, there's
Yeah,
all kinds of them in
Those
the
are,
Dark Lake.
Underdarks have way more octopi, unfortunately, than anywhere
Yeah.
else.
He rolled a 9. Oop, I just rolled his initiative twice. So he rolled a 9, so he is now an octopus.
Perfect.
He's a marked
Calm
octopus.
down, little buddy. It's okay. Just shh.
Okay, so now you just have this octopus on the ground, looking very smushed and flipping its tentacles all around the place.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if we would like to, I can now speak with it.
That must be one hell of an existential crisis. Go from a
Right.
creature that's like anti-water to
Primordial
one that
flame.
requires it to live.
Looks delicious.
If we
Says
like, I
Rogi
can.
from like all the way over there. Looks good.
I can now speak to it if we want to, and we can potentially figure out what's going on.
Yeah, get as much information as you can. Afterwards, we're going to find
Okay.
the biggest pool in this city, and we're going to leave it there.
Until it just becomes a fire elemental again and then dies.
In the pool.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Okay. It's at this point, they were just about to show up. You've handled it very quickly. Lots of guards start coming by. They're offering aid to anyone who is probably mildly burned. Although, thanks to the actions of Rogi, the Moldy, a lot of the ones that were maybe on fire or about to catch fire, protecting their goods, have been drenched.
Mhm.
There's some storefronts that are kind of like stalls that are kind of knocked over, but all in all, you can kind of get the feel that you did some good here, despite being disgusting underdark denizens. You're starting to turn their thoughts around on you.
Gundra waves over to anybody who seems to be a server or whatever, or just anybody who is low enough that he can ask things of. It's like, can you go into the rooms down? Gives directions to his room. There's a doctor's bag in it. My friend has been severely burned. I would like to treat his wounds.
One of the guards who's actively kind of not doing it is kind of just sitting there stunned, like, yes, I'll be right back.
Hurry as
And
best you can. This is at least second degree, probably third.
he's running as fast as he can, and yeah, sure enough, it takes him a bit of time, but he comes back with a doctor's bag. It looks like he checked it to make sure it was all the right stuff, and things are kind of jumbled around in it from him running. But go ahead and make me 3 medicine checks
All right.
as you attend to these people.
19, 20, natural 20.
Natural 20. It almost with the practiced hands of a real doctor, you've managed to apply anti-burning creams. You cooled them down as best as you can before wrapping them in proper bandaging, and in almost record time, anyone who is hurt in some regard is doing better and probably not even have scars from this.
Mm-hmm. Gundra directly tells Kilu that next time he fights a fire elemental, don't stick his hand in it when swinging a sword.
What else am I supposed to do with my hands when I'm holding the sword?
I don't know. Don't walk into it. You're
Barrett requires blood.
God.
It's this is your kind of ending the point where you're assisting this whole recovery. This is when
Rogi does want to do something during this time.
okay, go ahead.
Using the stone speaker crystal, Rogi will indeed cast
Talk with animals.
Speak with Animals.
Okay, mark down a charge.
Mm-hmm.
Probably won't matter, but
Yeah, it'll come back.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But he's kind of floundering around. You're trying your best to kind of keep him still, but he's still moving. Turns out octopus can still move pretty well on land.
Yeah. I like to imagine this entire conversation comes with this boneless creature slipping out of your hands regularly.
And what do you say to it?
It's all right. It's okay. I do not know what is going on.
I'll burn you.
Yes. Where did you
Burn.
come from? And why do you want to burn us?
I come from dreams. Foul living thing.
What was the dream that you came from?
You fool. And he kind of tries to slap you with the tentacle. Gerda dreams I destroy. Gerda dreams. And he tries to move his tiny beak over to your flesh.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay. So I'm just going to start saying names, and you're gonna tell me if they sound familiar.
I'll kill you.
So we're gonna start with the one I really don't think. We're gonna Orcus. And Rogi just wants to see if there's any reaction other than this from the squid.
He's trying to bite you with his beak. It's the only thing you have to avoid on it, really.
Tentacles
Yes,
are
yes.
annoying, but it doesn't hurt.
Get him.
Yeah, like you
Get
kind
his
of like pull him
ass.
off sometimes. You're like, that sucks, but not that bad. And he's just trying to
So,
latch onto you and just trying to get him with this fucking inky black beak.
so there are two things that can happen. I can throw you in the nearest lake, and
He
then you
stops.
will die.
Roll an
Or
intimidation check.
you can answer my questions.
Yeah, roll an intimidation check.
Please, 20.
14.
15. Not too bad.
I think with polymorph, he also has the intelligence of an octopus.
Probably.
An octopus's intelligence is 3, so -4.
Let's see, what was his already? His intelligence wasn't that high, but it's half now. Half what it was.
Well,
I'll say it's roughly around the same, but he's just like he just stopped at the threat of being dunked in water, not fully understanding that he's an octopus now.
Yep.
He's like, no water, just burn.
Just burn. You want to burn for a long time, right?
Yes, burn more,
Yes,
rage,
yes.
dream, burn.
Dream burn. Yes, dream burn. So, Orcus. Anything? You know? Did
No,
you dream of
dream,
Orcus?
burn.
Dream burn. Yes. Znugdumatoy.
Sekmoy.
You
Hmm.
heard him.
Yeah, I know. That's what she did.
I wish he didn't, he says.
No, burn,
Burn. Did Demogorgon tell you to
burn.
burn?
No,
Oh,
burn.
no burn. Okay. Okay. Burn.
Burn.
Burn. Yes.
Burn.
All right. Rogi is going to go and run to the outskirts of the little
Megara burns.
area.
Megara burns. Dreams.
Get Megara. Megara burns dreams. Okay. Anything else about the dreams that you've had?
Born from dreams. Megara's dreams. Dream weird. Burn. Angry burn.
Is the octopus any more conversational than the wall of fire?
Yes, it is. It is actually. It keeps saying Megara burns.
Megara, I'll ask some people, make sure that I
Mhm.
understand this. I think I'm just
Well-
gonna ask Brunor.
Well, I'm gonna go put him outside.
It takes you
In the
quite a while to
lake.
go outside.
You should just
You-
hand it off to somebody. Just be like, hey, put this somewhere where I can be on a fire without killing anybody.
Actually, yes. If you suggest that, Rogi will do that. Rogi will kind of look around to the nearest server-looking person, just hand him the octopus and say,
Oh.
"Go put this somewhere, where it will be able to burn, and not hurt anyone."
What do you mean, like, burn? Like,
In about 45 minutes, that will turn into a big ball of fire again.
oh no.
Yes.
I'll throw it.
Maybe go take it back to where it was, or more likely take it outside the city.
I'll throw it in the rest of the forges.
Sure,
Yeah.
that'll work. It can burn there.
Okay.
It did a good job
The
answering its
dwarves-
questions, so do not hurt it.
The dwarves of Gauntlgrim should know that all of Gauntlgrim is completely reinforced with a waterway.
Yeah.
And there's magical water elementals with
There
like
are, yes.
safe stops and valves and stuff, so
Yeah.
They
for
can
this
put it-
dude finding
will-
water
he
is
will-
not trouble.
Yeah, he probably would bring that up, and he'd be like, can I just throw this in some water? Or does it need to be
No,
fire?
I told it that I wouldn't kill it if it answered my questions. And it did. So don't
feel like
put
I
it
should-
in water.
Okay.
He's gonna ask a friend, and then he's gonna be like, "No, absolutely, put it in water."
Yeah, that's exactly. He just kind of looks at you, weird, side-eyed, and
One of those loopholes.
takes it away. Okay. And
No way that thing is
Oh.
ending up in
Rogi didn't kill it, so
Mm-hmm.
conscience clean.
yeah,
The conscience is
I
Mis-
wipe my
mischief
hands of it.
managed.
Oh, we should have named the lizard Conscience. We could have made more puns.
So, with that, Lord Arabian Hound does approach you, August. I had my doubts about some of your abilities. I see you're not that bad. For, people of your ilk.
Superiors.
Let's not talk crazy. I'll speak with one of you about this quest Brunor keeps insisting is important. Who am I speaking with?
Uh, Gundra is split between being the person who volunteered for this and also wanting to talk to Brunor about Magira Burn, whatever the hell that means.
Frankie is the person you should talk with.
Someone say my name?
40.
Yeah, you're
Like at
being
the other end of the.
offered to
You're being voluntold
yeah,
to talk to
voluntold
this guy.
to talk to Lord Arabian Hound, the pompous
Is this the
asshole.
pompous douche?
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is the douchebag. He
Uh,
saw people fighting and he was like, I actually like them now.
Well, he didn't say that. Not put words in his mouth.
I guess.
Very well. Follow me. He takes you to like a nice sitting area. I guess. All right. From what I understand, there's something happening in your Underdark. You and your friends, I'm sure, are all involved in it somehow. And you need the Lord's Alliance to help you. And what I see is essentially a fool's errand. You're supposed to convince me otherwise. We'll see how that goes.
Well,
Pours himself a glass of wine.
Frankie doing his best not to talk with his
That-
accent. Well, what have you got to lose by sending your troops in support?
My troops.
You call it a fool's errand.
Yes. I feel like it's very self-evident. Especially if I send in any of my men. More than likely, I'm not going to get them back. They'll probably die in that pit.
Well, I disagree. I
Is that
think
so?
with the right leadership and if you send the right men, you sure people will die, but victories can still be achieved. You see all the other houses here, don't you?
Yes, I see the other factions, but not all of them are as keen-minded.
Well, obviously. That's why I think your house should take one of the leadership spots.
Leadership spots? Are you saying you put my men in charge of this foray into the Underdark?
Yes, you see, when your men are in charge, they're not the ones on the front lines.
From what I was told, you and your group would be in charge.
We'd be involved. We'd be within the ranks.
Involved. Hmm. Still, not much to gain from this, and as far as I can tell, I've heard nothing of this problem brewing in the deep, dark depths. Sounds like a poet made it up.
Well, I mean, the extreme nature of what we're seeing certainly makes it sound crazy. I understand, but Frankie will actually use minor illusion
Okay.
to create like the images of the Demogorgon and what he's seen.
Ew, ghastly. Like a small one, I assume. Just
Yeah, just like in the palm of
yeah.
his hand.
Ugh, ghastly. There's more things to brew down there.
This is what attacked us when we were first making our journey to the surface. I saw this thing destroy an entire village. Of course, they were primitive and unprepared. But I can only imagine the horrors if this thing gets to the surface.
Roll a persuasion check.
There we go, baby. This may affect you. Perhaps you should consider helping.
Are we there?
No,
I think
he's
he went
separated
to
from.
like a little side room.
Yeah. 18. Give me a second. Okay. He grows a little concerned.
Now imagine this thing running rampant in your own hometown. With the right strategy and the right leadership and the right men, we can stop this thing at the source.
And you're saying my men would be in charge?
Now, I don't know who's in charge of the entire thing, but your men, from what I hear, are the elite of everyone that has shown up here.
Yes, I do have some elites from Mirabar and Yartar. Roll another persuasion check. Okay. All right.
I can assure you that with your support, our chances of success are skyrocket.
Very well. I didn't expect this conversation to go this way. You made a good point, and you've shown the threat. I'm not a fool, I'll have you know.
Oh, I'm most certain.
I've traveled a long time throughout the Sword Coast, met a variety of people even similar to yourself. What we all need in the Lord's Alliance is stability. Ultimately, we need peace, and we need a safe society. I'm not foolish enough to disregard a threat. Very well, you will have my support. You will be given 5 dwarf guards from the Alliance city of Mirabar, and 3 human scouts and spies and whatnot from the Alliance city of Yatar.
You want to put that in chat?
Yeah, I will.
Unless it doesn't make any difference.
No. It's good to know. I have them separated out for you guys. The input. He goes on to explain who they are. They might take you a moment to lead you to where they're stationed at, and he kind of points them all out to you. Let me just type it out.
That's kind of cool.
There you go. Lord's Alliance contribution.
Hell yeah.
5 dwarf guards. So essentially, they will have the stats of Lord Alliance guards and Lord Alliance spies. I can even show you, I think, their stat card.
Oh, it's a dude. It's a man.
So that is what you
Ooh,
got.
cutting action.
You got 5 of these guards, and you got 3 of these human spies.
And
Rad.
that I say, let us drink. And Frankie pulls out 2 chalices and a flask of his own hometown brewed ale.
Sure, why not?
That's good
Let's hope
stuff.
everything goes smoothly in that hellhole.
Cheers.
Cheers. Tink. You guys drink. All right. Let's take a break real quick because I need
Hold
to go
on,
to the bathroom. Oh,
He needs to
Frankie.
pee. That's what that
have
was.
to
I
pee.
knew it.
Frankie walks away
Yes.
as he bids uh, he takes his leave formally,
Mm-hmm.
walks towards the group, and as he does, the smile just fades to a smug look of just disgust
Face
Nice.
blobs. Just
Yeah.
as
like.
he
Break.
as he chugs down the rest of his flask.
Mhm.
All right. Yep. I need to pee real bad, so
Go piss.
Yeesh.
we will be
Hey,
back.
go.
Eh.
Man talks about needing to pee for 5 minutes before he actually goes and pees.
You don't know this as a woman, but men, 80% of what we do is think about talking about peeing and talk about pee. Like, it's just an obsession at some point. I don't know where it comes from. I don't know why it happens. We just love talking about piss.
And we think about sex every 6 seconds.
Freud has many theories.
I was
For
listening.
pee?
I was listening to a streamer. They were just playing Dark Souls. Just doing a various thing. Somehow the chat started joking about Freud, and he was like, "Actually, did you know like a lot of the stuff we know about Freud is a misconception or a bad mistranslation?" And he starts going on and on about this, and I'm just like, I know Freud's real shit, and it's still bonkers and weird. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
the phrase erogenous zones in his things, that is a mistranslation. That word shouldn't have been used in that place. He's just like that brings a certain connotation, and that's bad. But that doesn't change that the entire idea is bad. But then the streamer I was listening to said, "Yeah, my therapist has been talking to me a lot about that, and nothing's scarier to me than a therapist, a person who's in charge of helping you mentally and all that stuff, being like, actually, Freud's pretty cool." It's like, oh no,
Yeah, that's a little.
no.
Back up, hit the abort.
Freud. Babies explore the world through their mouth. It's like, yeah, I can see that. I can understand. Which means in something insane. Like, okay, hold up. You had me in the beginning. You said something that made sense to me, and then you said insane shit
You
after.
lost.
What? I forget the baby theory.
They explore the words through their mouth. This relates to breastfeeding and all that sort of other stuff, which is
Mm-hmm.
the which is where the you want to have sex with your mother thing. Something Freud never directly said, but people kind of,
The Odysseus complex.
yeah, like Freud wasn't
Oedipus.
really big on that personally, but it is an extrapolation you can get from what he says.
It's a pretty common theory throughout a lot of psychological schools of
Mhm.
thought. Basically, you're attracted to the a person who has the same personality types as
Mhm.
your opposite parent,
It's very funny to talk about my brother with that.
but
Uh,
also not necessarily.
because anytime Freud comes up, my brother is just like, Freud says that I'm attracted to my mom. And then my brother's eyes will widen as he looks at me. It's like, you know how that isn't true. It's just like, yeah, I don't think Freud understood complicated relations to mother as being an element of that. But yeah.
Well, there's mother, and then if you do stuff with Carl's Jung, there's the archetype of mother. So
Yeah.
like
I'm willing to believe anything that is archetypes. But,
like so you can either be attracted to the mother that you had or the idealized mother
Mhm.
that you want.
that I'm willing to believe, even though it still doesn't entirely slot for me.
All right. Well, I'm
We
back.
talked about
Or
Freud.
maternal figure, genitalia of the individual removed.
Mhm.
Okay.
If a dude's like really mommy, you know.
You know,
Exactly.
mommy.
We
Mommy
all
did.
want a man to be mommy to
You
us,
ever see a
really.
big-breasted anime boy?
Oh God, no.
My
Let's
favorite.
not go
I
there.
love that this isn't a recording. Let's go.
Yeah. So we'll go over to Gundra now because you wanted to head off and find Brunor.
Yeah, just
You
quick.
find, you
Brunor.
find pretty quickly a lieutenant, and you, I assume, put in your request to see Brunor.
Yeah, I just say we managed to interrogate. He does air quotes for that. One of the flame elementals. I don't know if any of this is useful, but I thought I would pass it along.
All right. He goes into like an office space, pulls out like a letter, stamps it. Says, "All right, follow me. This will be a bit tedious, so kind of prepare yourself." He then leads you for a while into a different part of the city where you see a series of railways and minecarts just magically moving on their own. You've seen them once or twice now that you've been here. But then one of them stops, and the man opens the door for you, expecting you to get in.
Hop
Oh,
on in.
we're going quite a bit away from the party. I suppose that's fine, and I enter. Though it's clearly hesitant.
He closes it, hands you the letter. You'll take this to the first guard you see,
Understood.
and then sends you on your way. It's surprisingly fast. Like it just jerks you. You have to hold on for a second,
Mm-hmm.
and you are then unnervingly suspended over chasms with nothing but like this metal railway keeping you aloft.
Hell yeah, my card scene.
It is honestly horrifying, and you come to a point where you see dozens of these railways, just these mine carts, just moving across each other in fluid movements. Like nothing's hitting, everything's moving as it should.
Gunter is
People
trying
are in it.
hard to disassociate right now.
Yeah, and sometimes you see people, sometimes you see goods, but everything's being moved through this. And you eventually stop at a you don't know where you are at this point, somewhere in the Gauntlegrim.
I know I'm a certain direction in some capacity. I have no
Right.
idea how long.
You get out. I assume, hand the letter to the first guard you see.
Yeah,
One of them
just
sitting there. Like there appears to be one almost every station or stopping point.
just pass it and uh,
Man
just
takes it, opens
lean
it.
over, kind of like catch his breath.
Yeah, the dwarf guard looks at it, folds it back up, re-seals it, hands it back to you. Goes, all right, back in the minecart.
No, I just
Hand this to the first guard you see.
The letter says we're fucking with him.
Wouldn't that be great? He opens the door
gets.
for you, expecting you to get in.
I'm not going to do this 4 more times, am I?
Um, did someone explain that to you?
No.
You have exactly 4 more stops.
Fine. sits sits at the bottom of the cart, does not stand. Is trying to keep his head below the threshold as best he can.
As he closes the door, he goes, "You might want to watch your head."
Sinks down lower.
Oh, I mean, like, if you're low enough to the ground and it jostles, you're gonna brain yourself in the side of this thing. It's better for your shoulder. Like, it's better for your shoulders to take the hit than your skull.
He stands back up.
And before you can respond, it's gone. Take it off. And yes, indeed, you do this 4 more times, seemingly going almost back on itself before you are headed deep into Gauntlegrim, where you let out 1 more time. You hand the letter over. Assume you're like weak-kneed. He's like a baby fawn just walking around.
There's a determination to win against this, even though like this is being put into a minecart. Like there is a the person may read on my face, I am going to kill someone, but it's mostly just like I am going to beat this. I am going to become the victor of this nonsense.
But at this point, the guard takes your note, reads it, throws it into a trash near him, and says, "Follow me."
Oh, great! That's just follows.
And you are headed like deep into like the forge area of Gauntlegrim. It's almost you're reminded back to uh, why am I forgetting the Durgar city name? Grackelstug.
Mm-hmm.
Skontold.
Grackelstug. Where
Steve.
you just hear constant ting, 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 the cacophony of hammers and forges. And you're taken to a large chamber that has a deep, deep pit, glowing a fiery red, with all these contraptions and chains surrounding it. And there you see, you know, King Brunor, along with Lord Zelron Roaringhorn, kind of discussing next to it.
Hello. Sorry to
Uh,
interrupt. We managed to
yes.
we managed to interrogate. Well, we turned one of the fire elementals into a squid, and then our friend used animal kinship to speak with it. And I was just going to ask, or at least inform you of what it said. It was not much. I did not expect to be coming all the way down here, but I'm here now.
Well, I appreciate it. Uh, we were here because of that exact same incident.
The fire elemental spoke of, and genuinely I've forgotten the name. Spoke of
Uh,
dreams. It came from dreams and burning. If this,
yes. Zelron's like, ooh, I knew it. I was just, it feels good to be right. Oh, I love it so much. Yes. Megira Dreams?
Megira, yes, that's what.
Yes. That's Megira down there. Exciting.
Looks over Edge.
It's pretty deep, and you just see a bright glowing thing in there. Just, it looks like a ball fire.
Yes, I believe I've heard rumor of this.
Yes. My theory is that the demon lords deep in the Underdark are starting to affect the surface in some capacity. Well, not quite surface, but we're getting there.
This is
Oh, it's so
close.
exciting.
This is not too far from the Underdark if I've measured how far down I've gone correctly,
No,
which I
not far
haven't.
at all. But
Uh,
it proves a incremental rise up this growing madness that I keep hearing about.
there were several points throughout our adventures, uh, I fondly try to call them, where the creatures were acting strangely because of these effects. Kutoan society entirely just uh, erupting with a different kind of madness than the one I'm familiar with. The Durgar becoming paranoid and, well, more paranoid than they normally are. And
Hmm.
madness just throughout all this. We had this Darrow friend. Well, not friend. This Darrow we were traveling with. He separated us for a day or so, and then we found him at the center of a spiral of corpses. It it affects people. It maybe people who are already mad, maybe people who are already close to this. It just awakens them.
Interesting. Keep that in mind when you delve back in there. For
Yes,
now, we have this problem here under control,
that's good to hear.
but we appreciate you bringing it up. It helps confirm Lord Zelron's theories. If that is all, I will take my leave of you two. And King
Yes.
Brunor, fucks off.
Uh,
He strides away proudly as the great king he is.
Yeah, that's what I said.
so Lord Roaringhorn, I can assume with the peril we're seeing now, uh, do we have the Harper's full support? I know
Hmm.
it's a bit of a conversation with everybody. It's
How about meet me in my room later tonight? I have a few other things I have to do and help sort out this whole mess, but I would love to talk to you about it. I'm not entirely convinced.
Gundra is hesitant to about like specifically about meet him in his room, and he just says, "I'm just going to ask for clarification. I come from a society that is very different from the surface. This is not a sexual proposition, is it? Because I don't.
Well, good heavens, no!
Good.
I did.
That's
I did
wonderful.
not.
I'm not particularly interested in men. So
Unfortunately, I don't play that way. But you are a very darling man.
he doesn't like being called that, but he doesn't want to say it. Thank you. Sorry. My drow friend Keeluth, he has been getting to know the public, and it feels like it's everywhere. I just.
I think I take your meaning.
I'll see you in a room. I apologize. Is there any other way up besides the minecart?
No, I'm sorry. I didn't understand how it might have appeared.
Do you know of any way up besides the minecart?
No, but I love the minecart. It's so exhilarating.
I'm glad you enjoy it. I'll take my leave.
Safe travel. Okay.
Just gets the
it takes a bit of time, and for some reason the ride there is much smoother. You're probably thinking now this is maybe some sort of defense to kind of confuse people who might be trailing someone, especially when they're going to meet the most important person in Gauntlgrim.
That's fair.
With you having not doing that right now, it seems your trip back to your group is much smoother.
Mm-hmm.
It's like one ride straight there.
Good.
So, at this point, you all met up. You're free to discuss your further plans.
I have a meeting with Lord Roaringhorn. Do as you will. Try to ensure that we get connections. Somebody needs to talk with the Malkin woman. Talk to more about this Vladir, where they went, what they were looking for, so and so.
Well, I do not think I am the best person to start off talking to her, but I want to talk to her at some point. So, if anyone goes and wants company. But I will go talk to Sir Strail.
Yes. Let him know that none of us are particularly attached to our homelands. Say we were imprisoned by the Drow, so we have no favoritism towards them or anything. Anything to let him know that we do not carry some nationalistic intent to ruin them.
Rogi nods.
All right. So who's going where?
Anybody wanna follow anybody who has plans?
You
Keeluth.
just want to do Kendra, or do you want to do someone else?
Keeluth probably needs to talk to Davra at some point.
Keeluth's got 2 ladies to go talk to.
Oh, I mean, one of those ladies someone else could do as well.
True, but
Nah.
Okay.
Keeluth's gonna go talk to Morista.
Damn you, son of a bitch! Son of a bitch! Stop being attractive to women. You know what? That's not enough. Stop being attractive.
Not enough. It's not enough.
Rogi will ask as you go to Maristra, do you want company or do you want to be alone?
That depends. Do you want to watch?
Gotcha. From like across the room throws something light at him.
When
like a fork.
If you are going to meld, do I ask my questions before or after?
What questions do you have for this Morisa?
Well, I want to know mostly what she has found or heard about the tracking of the mushroom lady.
She was assigned to that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any specific questions you want to ask? I could ask them in your stead.
Oh, you are better at talking than I, so. Well, that, and just knowing if there has been any activity, or if she has come upon any other Myconids who have been corrupted. And also, to ask just what her intentions are, and what she hopes
Feels like you should just go with
will
them.
happen.
Got it. Also, what do you define as a corrupted Myconid? The average person cannot tell the difference. So, what
Hmm.
behavior that
Uh,
a person can see, not feel, or hear, or think
One that
from them?
acts
What
more erratically, the dancing is a big thing.
dancing? Got
Mm-hmm.
it.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Mm-hmm.
I'll see what I can do. Snaps his fingers at you.
Okay.
Struts off.
Have fun. Be safe.
Always. Well.
Yeah. I feel like Keely's got a decent protection.
Kendra had to deal with that for 3 months. Not all of the
Anyway,
3 months, but some of it.
you ask around, you head out. You do eventually find Morista, talking to some of her scouts and whatnot. Kind of just,
Marisa, do you have a
yes,
moment?
Keelu, was it, right?
Yes.
Oh, perfect.
I'm impressed you remember.
No, I try to remember all of your names. You're kind of the whole important group that's supposed to be here.
Yes, I'm glad I'm being viewed as something more than just another drow. Although
Uh,
I suppose being around here makes me a bit of a uniqueness, doesn't it?
y- yes, unfortunately. That is one of my concerns with you and your group. Hoping you're not some,
That I'm a drow?
yeah, and your Durgar in there too. Hoping this isn't some sort of crazy plan to undermine Galdegrim and the rest of the world.
Oh, how devious. But, even for us drow, the rest of the demon lords are far too outside of anything we would be comfortable with aligning with long term, especially for something as devastating as what's being suggested.
Yeah, and I'm really concerned on the effect it's having on the savage nature of the Underdark.
I would actually like to speak more with you on this. I have a few questions on behalf of one of the Duergar friends, and
Is it the one
I
with the
also wanted to
mushroom?
talk
I
to you.
really liked him. He seemed kind of nice.
Rogi, yes.
But yeah,
He's
I couldn't
probably the
quite
least Duergar you've ever met in your life.
Yeah, that's what he seemed like. I would love to pick his brain about what the natural environment of the Underdark is really like. The savageness of this reminds me of its own unique natural beauty.
I myself have been adventuring for a while, but I'm sure you can ask him further questions.
Ah, I would love to.
You've been researching into these myconids, correct?
Uh, sort of. They come up sometimes. We were really tracking how far the corruption was between Zukmoy and this Jubilex. Uh,
So you've been comparing Zugmoy and Jubilex.
but we're tracking the corruption that they've been spreading back to where they are.
How
Uh,
exactly have you been tracking this? Seems
usually
very.
not easy, and mainly we have to go down into the Underdark and find one source of corruption and go one of many ways to find where it's thickest. That's
Yes,
how
but
we.
how exactly have you figured out to do this? Seems a very difficult task. I'm impressed.
Yeah, it's with there's different methods to go about it. She starts rambling on like how specifically looking at different kinds of natural fungus versus ones that are being corrupted by a demon lord's influence and how they might appear the same, might look a little different, might act, but mainly it's how they act and how they spread. With the oozes, it's a little harder, but the slime coating, that leads into a whole other conversation with. Eventually, your eyes start to kind of glaze over.
Oh, he's just nodding and smiling at the appropriate times, but none of this is sinking into any sort of
Yeah.
depth.
The
You're
only
not
thing you
used
got
to
is
trying to
Jubilant.
to get
The only thing,
non-sluts, are you?
the only thing you speak very passionately about all this. Clearly super into it, but also scared of what it might mean. Um, you have confirmation apparently that Jubilex is loose on the Underdark,
Oh,
and that
fantastic.
and both demon lords are currently infecting different parts of it.
Have you met any non-malicious malevolent or destructive sentient slimes?
Um, once or twice, but they usually just kind of left. Strange.
We
Everyone
met
wanted to
one.
go somewhere else.
Yes, ours that we met was the same way, but it actually stuck around in our party for quite a while.
Fascinating. What kind of slime was it?
It was a cube.
A gelatinous cube. Oh,
Yes.
wonderful. Oh, we'd love to learn more about that.
Well, not only did it speak to us, have its own sort of uh, uh, personality, although it it's a bit shaky on the name. It
Wait,
also had a pair of, and this is a bit on the gross side, but I'm sure you can handle it. It had a pair of human eyes from a previous victim from before it became sentient that it would
what?
move around inside of its own slime to face towards the person it was talking to,
That's fascinating.
showing a knowledge of, I guess, culture or.
It's trying to. It's mimicking. Like a.
Yes,
Oh,
yes, you understand.
so amazing.
And it too moved off to a another location, had some sort of instinct to go towards, but it actually came and helped us when a slime was attacking our party, and well, it couldn't hurt the slime, and the slime couldn't hurt it, but it held it off in sort of a strange grappling nature while the rest of us were able to escape. Very helpful thing.
Oh, I hope he's all right then.
Yes, sure. Of
Uh,
course.
okay.
Well,
So
he was perfectly fine when we left him. As I said, the slime couldn't hurt him.
right. So why were you here again?
To talk to you. I enjoyed our conversations, did you not?
Oh no, they're fine. I was busy organizing my scouts here.
Yes, about the organization of your scouts. You've heard King Brunner. I'm sure you know he wants to have us lead a party down into the Underdark and put a stop to these demon lords. Or
Uh,
whatever's causing them. Or investigate
yeah,
more.
yeah. It's very important that we need to do something about this.
Yes, and we can count on your assistance.
Oh, she looks back at her scouts. Yeah, I think the Emerald Enclave will pledge its support.
Keyleth holds out his hand.
She shakes it.
He wants to do
However,
like. Hmm?
however, I do want to talk to this roguey man at some point
Of course.
because I have a lot of notes and I need someone from the Underdark, been around there. I have a lot of questions.
Well, I could certainly answer a great many of those questions.
Oh, thank you so much.
Ugh.
Would you like to speak further in private on a later time?
Uh, no, no, I think this is fine. I think we're fine. Let me introduce you to some of the men who will be joining you.
Mm-hmm.
She pledges, let's see. Yeah, I had them written down, now I can't find them. How many scouts is she giving you? It doesn't say.
Foolish.
That's, that seems dumb. What did I put down on the token page? Here we go.
Keeluth meets the scouts.
Yep, you meet the scouts. I don't know what. Thing is, I don't know where they're all named, okay? It's important you know these things.
Keeluth will be introduced to the scouts at a later date.
Yeah, come back around to that. I don't know
Yeah,
why it's
well,
not in here for some reason. Seems crazy.
Anyways, Morista, it has been a pleasure talking to you, and I would love to talk to you further. I shall go report back to my party and see about getting Roki to talk with you later. And shall I come by later to talk further with you as well?
I have a lot of things to do, but no, I appreciate it.
He smiles and gives a slight bow and leaves.
Okay, I think I found it. The Emerald Enclave Scout. You are given 3 Emerald Enclave Scouts to the cause, including a giant riding lizard for each of the 3 scouts, and for each member of the party who does not have one.
Oh, yay!
Everybody got cute names for their own baby boys.
Oh boy.
mine is named Lizard. Let's not get complicated over this.
Oh god.
Personally, you can also just
Three
hand them
always
out
like
to any of
Rogar.
Okay, Emerald Enclave Scouts, and then... Lizard.
Brim Coppervein. Dargus Folkbeard. Griswalla Stonehammer.
Stonehammer. Stonehammer's ready.
Alright,
Vargus
Keith
Forkbeard.
goes directly to Rogi.
Okay, as you're walking, you do hear that whistle again.
He stops and looks in the direction with a slight smile on his face. Not
And
too
there-
big of a smile.
You do see Davra Jasur seeming like spying on your whole conversation. She's got goggles over her face that kind of have a faint green glow to them.
Mm-hmm.
Goggles of night. She kind of listens and goes, interesting seeing you back here.
I could say the same.
Well, I have work to do. Apparently so did you.
Yes.
I was one of the few
Mine's
people-
going to be perilous work. How about yours?
Mine will be much easier to deal with. However, apparently us and the Zentarum are very important to find out. Well, to lead you all to Mantle Dareth, apparently. That's apparently a whole thing.
It would be nice to have some support.
Mm.
After all, we are going down to do something about the Demon Lords.
Well, make it quick. Bad for business. I can't recruit any of these people because they're all too scared to go into the Underdark now. All this talk of demon lords.
Of course, and once the Demon Lords start sending their corrupting madness up to the surface, like with those fire elementals, well,
Yes, I heard about
the
that.
the only recruits you're going to be getting are madmen and
Yeah,
death cults.
yeah, and I will not have that, so that's unfortunate. I will say, part of the reason Bruno even knows about you 5 is just because of me. As soon as
I
all this talk
appreciate
started
that.
going around, I knew exactly who to talk to.
He just
God.
kind of smirks a bit.
I wouldn't appreciate it too much. You're about to be sent down to probably one of the worst places in this world.
It's tragic, isn't it? How I'm going to be sent away to, no doubt, go directly to my death.
Enough games. I know what you're doing.
He just kind of raises an eyebrow. Don't you pity me, my lady?
No.
He just kind of busts out laughing. I would have
deserve
said
no
the
pity.
exact same. You're truly a wonder.
You deserve no pity. I'll make a deal with you very quickly. I want
I'm
full
all
shares.
ears.
I want full shares of any treasure that you all claim in this incursion in the Underdark, and full reporting to me of all information you plan on giving to Brunor or any of the other faction leaders. We're in an advantageous position to demand this, and honestly, I expect it to be the only deal you'll probably get.
He just kind of shrugs. The others are making the rounds, I'm sure you already know.
I'm aware.
Is there any particular way you would like me to report to you, mistress?
Directly, if you could.
Well, making the trek all the way up and down the Underdark is going to be quite painful and
Uh,
slow. I was wondering if you wanted a magic item placed on me, or you just want me to come to you the second we come back from our little excursion.
Fortunately for you and your party, I don't have such item. So yes, you would come immediately to my quarters.
To your quarters, laden with your gold.
Yes, I mean that would be the best thing to do. My thugs will be keeping track of all this, of course.
Oh, of course.
Eyes and ears.
Eyes and ears.
And then she kind of gets up from leaning against the wall and just starts hip swaying, walking away. You can see
He,
faintly a trickle of strange dust that kind of lands on the ground as she walks.
strange dust.
Yes, and as you notice, her footsteps magically disappear where the dust touches.
Ah, I gotcha.
Yes,
Well,
it's
she
definitely.
is providing a view, and Keyleth will indulge himself.
Quick question. She said full shares. That means 100%?
Yes,
Understood. Great job, buddy. Glad you landed that plane.
and yes, you two will reconnoiter into another room for the time being. All right. Who's up next?
We can either go the druid and the friendly knight, or me with the weirdo who I asked if he was going to have sex with me.
Yes.
I'm
He just
uh,
got laid.
I mean, Keyleth
Hey.
delivers to Rogi the news that, hey, Maurice though wants to talk.
in the middle of you having sex. You deliver that? What?
My
Right
God,
in the middle.
it's just vulgar. God damn, Kilu.
What? No.
Time and play. It's time and play.
What? No, Keyleth goes immediately to Rogi to tell him Maurice still wants to
No,
talk.
you're busy having sex. You can't do that.
You're too busy.
You're too busy.
Yeah,
Look.
the information gets passed.
Yeah, it'll get by. I'm not worried about it.
Should I take the friendly knight first? Because I assume that would potentially happen chronologically sooner.
Probably.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then Rogi goes and finds the knight.
Okay. Let me switch up our music a bit. You're eventually delivered over to Sir Lanival Strail. You don't know much about the gods, I would assume, Rogi.
Oh,
Not the surface ones.
Roll a religion check.
Well, maybe.
yeah. Let's find out.
No.
Ooh.
Okay. He has strange iconography over him.
Mm-hmm.
He looks at you and just kind of sniffs with sort of disdain, like, alright.
Or he kind of gives a little bow to him.
He bows in
Hello,
response.
sir. And as Rogi kind of comes up, in his hand is a little mushroom that resembles a rose that he has made from spores as he's cast Druidcraft.
No thank you. So from what I understand, you're all making a trek into this Underdark. We
Indeed.
typically go there to slay some monsters and well-deserved people.
Mm-hmm.
Now tell me, Duragar, are you
You
and your group,
well-deserved person.
are you a well-deserved person?
Well, I like to think so. I am someone who is deserving of the work that I have put in, yes. I come to you because I have gotten the impression that you have done a lot of thinking, reflecting on things of this nature. Of demons, of our place, of what we owe the world that we live in. Why is it that you decide to go into the Underdark and fight these things when your home, the place that you normally live, is on the surface? Why do you put your
Because
life at risk for things like this?
because there's evil in the world that
Mm-hmm.
cannot be abided to live.
Mm-hmm.
And the demons are one of the biggest threats we currently face.
Indeed.
And I'll speak plainly. I do not trust this group of yours. Too many
For
experiences in my life have shown me not to trust Duragar or Drow.
and why is that?
Because typically, 9 times out of 10, they're terrible and evil and they love to enslave and kill.
Mm-hmm. Most typical Durgar and Drow are this way. Yes, you're right. But we are anything but typical. I have lived vast majority of my life as an outcast from Grakostuk. I was cast out and made an exile very long time ago. And in fact, all of us were captured by the Drow. It is how we all came together in the first place.
I don't know if I would trust that. You could just be scum that even the Drow and the Duragar didn't want to deal with.
We could. But do you think some of the other people here, the king, Brunar Battlehammer, would have as much faith or trust in us to sit so close to him if we truly resembled the normal versions of our kind?
The fact that King Brunor even invited you here is the only reason we decided to show up.
Well,
It does not mean we give our support.
this is understandable. But I think that our goals are very aligned. So much of my life I have been wandering the Underdark and understanding what the connection we all have is like, and demons especially are the worst kind of being. All they bring is destruction and death and corruption, and they snuff out all hope of connection that we have. All of us believe in that. And through our travels together, through what we have seen from these demons, it has shaken us, and I think made us much more
rejectful of the worlds and societies that we have come from. Gundra, one of the Drow, for example, he died. And during that time, he experienced a kind of emotional break with his culture. And through our journeys, all of us have had similar kinds of experiences. But I am sure that me telling you this, when you know that my people are usually liars, is not helpful. Perhaps if you could hear from a third party, it may help sway you.
A third party,
Indeed.
such as.
Well, you know that there are entities in the Underdark that are more feeling-based and not, as you like to say, evil. The Myconids are one of these groups of people.
Yes, I've encountered a few in my travels.
Well, then you know that they are amazing, intelligent beings that have a good way of seeing through people and understanding their true character, yes?
Something along those lines.
Well, let me introduce you to a friend of mine. And Rogi, as we have discussed a little bit, Daniel, will cast Wild Companion and make summoning from the spores around and using a little bit of the teleportation kinds of things will summon Stool, or a version of Stool, to exist.
We'll say
And
because
let Stool speak.
It's a spirit that kind of assumes a form. We'll say it looks mostly made of floating spores that kind of can feel like something that looks like Stool. And you just go, huh? What? Oh, Rogi!
Hello! Stool, yes, I would like you to meet. This is Sir Lanavar Strail.
Oh, hi. I'm Stool. Hmm. Pleasure to meet you, little one.
No, I believe that this individual had questions for you, Stool, about us and our travels together.
Yeah, I can answer anything. Hmm. Um, very peculiar. Very well. He kind of gets on one knee, kind of get like eye level with Stool. Stool has no eyes, so weird. How do you feel about this Rogi and his band of friends? Uh, I was with them for a while. We were all prisoners of the Drow. But like since like the first day, Rogi was very nice to me. He kept me safe. And then he reunited me with my family. That was really cool. We did have to leave though. Hmm. And why is that? Uh, well, some of the other Myconans aren't normal anymore. They're acting weird. Some say they turned rotten, bad rotten. Hmm. And you and your family are not rotten? Well, we're the normal kind. I Sir Ruggy, what is this?
This is a way to corroborate. This is, as you can see, I have spent a lot of time with these kinds of people. And I do not know if someone who has studied the Underdark, if you are aware of the way in which they can truly see into a person through the ways of melding. And if anyone could give you an unbiased opinion of us, and hear of what we did and how we are nothing like and do not want to be part of the cultures that we were raised in, it would be this individual. who has no bias one way or the other.
Roll a persuasion check with advantage.
Okay? Yeah.
Hmm. I know this thing of what you mean. The melding, as they call it. I don't necessarily trust it, but I do understand your meaning. Rogi, if you are in charge of my men, they will not become corrupted, will they?
No. I will make sure
Do I have your
What?
word?
no corruption will come to them. It is my goal to make this world safe for all living things in the Myconids. And if that means that I have to die in order to make that happen, I will put my life on the line to do that.
He's
You
gonna
have
make
my
it.
word.
He's gonna make an insight check.
Okay.
Alright, you got an 18.
Should I roll something in response?
That's up to you. He kind of peers at you for a bit. Very well, Rogi.
Can
The
I?
Order of the Gauntlet will pledge its forces to you.
Okay. Alright.
I say to you,
Very well.
alright? And one more thing to help you on your travels. He hands over a +1 weapon. What would you like that weapon to be?
Um, I will go with a. What am I? What can I use now?
Stabs are always a fair thing.
Oh, wait. Yeah, you said weapon, so I can't do a +1 staff as in arcane focus or something.
Nah, it'd be
No.
+1 to hitting.
Yeah.
S-
Scimitar.
hand sides are a tropey druid weapon.
Yeah, yeah. If anything, this could also be for one of your party members, too.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So you could
Wait,
just...
Keyleth, did your weapon disintegrate?
Yeah, Keyleth replaced it with a +2
Yeah,
sword?
Yeah.
Short sword or long sword or something?
Kayla's doing fine.
Yeah. You can give one of... And then Frankie obviously has the sun sword.
Yep.
And then I think you have a +1 weapon as well already.
I do. So I'm gonna go with a.
+1 dagger to hand to the wizards.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with a +1 dagger. That way,
Okay.
it's a potential ranged weapon for me, or can be given to the wizards.
Yeah. He just flips up this clearly magical dagger, puts it in a scabbard, hands it to you. You then also are introduced to the veterans of the Gauntlet, of which he is giving you 5 of these human veterans.
Oh shit!
So here's their stat card.
Nothing's populating.
No, didn't show up.
The picture dead.
Yeah, don't got words in
really.
it for us. It's fine though.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
that was-
it's fine.
It'll be fixed later.
Yeah, I'll fix it. You guys will be able to see them.
Rad.
But right now you have a +1 dagger.
Mhm.
Yeah, you have them. Their names are. Type this in so we have that written down.
We never got anything from Davra.
Oh yeah, I'll get back to that then.
She has to smoke a whole pack of cigarettes first.
That's true. Required.
She doesn't smoke. She just always smokes a single pack.
That's why she's so dusty. It's not a magic item.
It's not a magic item.
It's just ash.
Let me write down what this. You are given for the Zentarum. Look it up. Eight human thugs.
Yo!
Zentarum thugs. And then one of these names has been replaced, and I will fix that later, with a certain cousin Vinny.
Cousin Vinny's in the Zentarum.
I think I did preface that, yeah. He has worked in the Zentarum a bit.
Love that.
He's now officially tagged on as...
So we have 7 thugs and Vinny from the Zentarum.
Vinny has the same stat. There you go. So you have now most of the alliance here.
The rest
So
can piss off. We've got our team. Let's go.
Gundra never talks to Zelron Roaringhorn to embarrass this whole sex thing.
Oh wait, no. We need the Harpers. We need chaos in this party.
Not that chaotic.
Yes.
The Harpers have a reputation for exploding themselves with their own magic.
That does happen. But as we go on,
They had a dude who is polymorphed into a dog for so long that they just adopted him as the family dog, and then like 10 years later when they tried to fix him, the magic was so imbued in him that he just became a werewolf. Instead of fixing him all the way. And everybody mentioned how they preferred him as the family dog instead of as a person.
Yeah, I bet.
Fuck you, why aren't you a dog?
Yeah, basically.
You're so much cooler when you were a dog. But we'll finish this up with Gundra.
Gundra as prep cast Summon Fae at 4th level. And he's going to tell her this little like small-sized scaled down drow creature just hide in the back of the room.
Do you have like little fairy wings?
No, she doesn't actually have a fly speed at all, so she just looks like a small elf.
Okay.
Oh, is she like a quickling?
Kinda, yeah, basically. It's just one of the 3 ways that I saw it described is satyr, a small satyr, like a gross fae, or an elf but scaled down. And I'm going with elf but scaled down.
Okay.
She also has changed her appearance since Gundra cast this spell, which was with help in school. She used to look like a high elf. Now she looks like a... If you described a drow elf to somebody who's never seen one before, and he's a little uncomfortable with that, but he has a job to do. He's just going to tell her to hide in the corner, and... Oh, she's mirthful, by the way, so... that means her Fae step ability has a charming effect.
Oh.
This is my ace in the hole.
Okay. Roll stealth for her then.
Right. I think she has a +3, so... Damn.
As you open the door and hope that she kind of runs and hides in a corner, Lord Roaringhorn looks at it and goes, "Oh, what a cute little critter."
Yes, it's a new spell of mine, but I'm getting used to it. Uh, I don't know her name, but she's my assistant.
Ah, I see, like a familiar of sorts. Ooh, exciting.
Uh, yes. So,
Ah,
I wanted to discuss with you the terms of our upcoming.
no. That's the easy part. I've come up with the perfect measure. Now, in case you haven't noticed from my decor in my home and, on my person, and you look around, it is gaudy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it does look like he went to Galdengrim and bought every expensive thing he could. He's probably been there a few days. I come from a very wealthy family, and we make a lot of our money through our arcane talents. I'm sure you're fully aware of that.
Mm-hmm.
You, the doctor, apparently. But my favorite thing to do with all this money, the considerable income, is to find the finer things in life. But I also love to gamble, and so that's what I'll put you up to. Take a seat. He points to like a small, nice little table with two chairs on either side. Take a seat, please. It'll be so much fun.
He
We can talk about this whole other thing later.
sits down, just watches his little Faye just kind of jump up on a shelf and sit down and just kind of like
Ah,
lean.
it's cute. It's like the little elf on the shelf.
She she says something in Sylvan that if he understands, I'll say it. But
He might actually. Yes, he does know Sylvan.
all right. She says, "You're not so bad yourself."
What a sweetheart.
Wonderful. She's now flirting with you too. She's like this.
Oh, I love it. You're so cute. He brings over a chessboard and starts setting up the pieces. Rules of this are simple, my friend. If you win, you will have the support of the Harpers. If I win, well, ooh, support of the Harpers and a little something extra. But if I win, I want to see your spell book.
Deal.
Perfect. I love these games.
I must ask, have you ever played with a drow before?
I've been around for a while. But I must admit, I've never played chess with a drow.
Then you know. When there's something we want, we act as if our life is on the line because, well, often it is. I will come at you with
Interesting.
everything I have, and I
You'll
will
need
win
it.
your game. And then afterwards, I expect to shake your hand. And we will, well, maybe I'll still show you my spellbook after that, but only if I decide you put up a good enough fight.
Interesting. I love the misplaced confidence. This chess match will take 1 hour. It is an outcome determined by best of 3 intelligence check rolls. I'll have you know, he's an archmage.
Uh-huh.
So let's begin. First roll.
Intelligence check, let's go, baby.
Uh-huh.
Fuck.
Oh.
That plus 9, so 20. Strong early game. Not expecting it. You try to come in with a nice solid move, but quickly he counters up with a bishop, starting to put you on the back foot. Roll again.
Atta boy.
Once again, with a
Best of 3?
yeah, the 22 he does succeed.
Quick thing. I'm going to do Faye stuff and have her teleport over near him and try to charm him.
Okay.
It's a DC 15, same as my DC. I have.
Wisdom saving throw.
Yeah.
He rolled a nat 1.
Here's the thing. Even though I am completely willing to share a few secrets, I really want to win. And I really look up to you. It would be such a wonderful favor if you lost this for me.
He takes a moment to ponder it. Grins to himself. Alright. I'll concede. But I'll have you know, I was going to help you regardless. He then snaps his finger, and out from a curtain comes a shield guardian.
Ah, okay, haha.
Yes. This is my contribution to the effort. And he reaches down into his robes and pulls out the amulet that commands it. And he hands it to you. Be careful,
Truth
there's a
just
lightning.
became irrelevant.
This has a lightning bolt spell stored in it already, so be very careful.
Yes, thank you.
And while I did lose, I expect a rematch when you return. Let's
Yes.
see if this incursion doesn't brighten you up a bit.
Gundra waves his hand as he takes the element, removing concentration on the summon Fae, and I think the charm as well.
Yeah. And as it does, he takes a moment. Clever. I like what you did.
I said you would shake my hand. He throws it out.
He shakes your hand. And I did mean it, not just from the charm effect. I would have given it to you anyway. I'd love to see what people will do, though. However, in our rematch, that isn't going to be allowed. I'll make sure to anti-magic everything in here.
He sounds so happy about it.
Yes,
Very clever. You're gonna go far, my friend.
You are the first person who's arcane-minded that I think wouldn't kill me for that. So as a token of gratitude, he pulls out his book. I'll be back in an hour. Copy as much as you can, and then, you know.
Oh, I was more curious of what you've learned already.
Fine. Again,
But
whatever you
I
want to do.
really want to learn that face spell. She looks so adorable.
You probably won't get the same thing, though. You can shop around for.
That I will copy that one and nothing else. I swear on my family.
I honestly don't care. At this point, I find hiding spells from other arcanists as only useful if you think they're going to kill you. No one up here is going to do that unless I make a very, very big mistake.
That's true.
I am thankful stealing your trust is not a big enough mistake toward that. Thank you. And I think I walk out a little scared that there's a fucking metallic soldier following me.
Yeah. Sure enough, you do now have a shield guardian.
I will write down shield guardian amulet in my inventory. God damn.
You have the control amulet for it.
I'm like a real wizard.
Yeah. So yeah, he's now your new friend. You can store spells in the amulet.
Okay.
Store one spell at 4th level or lower. You have to cast a spell on the guardian, and whenever you command it, it'll just launch the spell out. You'll see all this when I give all of the stat cards to you guys.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, you have a shield guardian now. Write that down.
Gunnar goes to like the common area and just kind of like collapses in like a public chair. Just he pulled the biggest stunt with somebody so much stronger than him, and he is just so relieved that he
the amount of things that could have gone wrong.
Yeah.
He thought it was a charm He's so embarrassed he doesn't retaliate, but no, this man doesn't care. And he just let him go anyway. Oh, God.
He's an amusement.
So you
Oh,
all
that was
have,
good stuff.
at some point, probably gathered back into the common room. I assume you take a moment to really discuss the kind of problems you may have had, or
Yeah, just
successes you all had.
a quick, any problems?
Everyone sees Gundra, like, physically drained.
How strong is this metal machine you've gotten? I honestly have no.
It's CR7.
Nice.
Tries to use the control amulet to just be like, pick Keyleth up. Just like grabs.
Alright, statement made, I understand.
Gestures down.
Elith is now useless to you.
Did we talk to the Centaur?
Yes. She's giving us 8 thugs. She wants all the information I will give her, and she wants a full share.
Full share. As in all
Mhm.
as in she wants an exact partial share, or
I'm choosing to interpret it as she wants a share, as if she was there herself.
That is not what she said to you.
I know. That's what a full share means to Keyleth, and she did not. I don't know if Keyleth even agreed to that.
Keith's too busy.
I don't. We're gonna have to go. We'll have to go back in the recording, but
Alright.
I don't actually remember Keyleth agreeing to anything. He could have. He could have, but I don't remember him
well.
actually.
Her thugs
doing
are
that.
going to make it clear, as like, you do remember the terms, correct?
Her thugs are not going to make it through this campaign,
Uh,
either by demon lords or by Keyleth's swords.
But with that, guys, we'll end tonight's session.
okay.
Congratulations on getting all of the support from all the factions. Didn't think you would pull that off, to be honest. And because of that, you've all leveled up.
Oh,
Oh snap!
I stopped recording.
It's going to be even easier to kill all 8 of those thugs.
Fuck. Even Vinny?
No, Cousin Vinny.
Cousin Vinny is dire. Right or
Cousin
die.
Vinny is loyal to Frankie first, the Zentarum second. He's fine.